Hello, hello, it's time. We're jumping into this one. We're so close. We're so close to beating all of the DDP 2-alls except for white label DOJ, which we're not going to talk about. Ignoring that one, we'll have a 2-all of every version of a DDP, which will be pretty cool. There's still other DDP games to play. There's like B-Storm. I found a replay for whenever we eventually tackle that, but I don't know when we're going to do that. But this one here, we're doing DFK. We're going to be doing 1.5. So I've already done, we've already killed a Hibachi in a DFK before. We killed it in Black Label with like when playing as Bomb, which is really not bad. I think that's the easiest Hibachi. So I felt like I wanted to do the real thing. Black Label's like a 1 loop. This is a 2 loop. The hyper systems and everything are way different. It's effectively a different game than Black Label. So I figured we're going to learn this one. And we probably left the easiest one for last. Even doing the Ura instead of the Emote loop. Just because there's two 2-alls you could do in this game. Which is pretty nice because sometimes you might want to go into a 2-loop game. But the TLB check at the end might be terrifying. Well, I like Ketsui Emote is a thing, so you don't have to like hang yourself doing the Ura requirement. And this one, you have two. The Emote one is really easy to hit. And the Emote, you only fight Taisabachi, one of the TLBs at the end. Whereas in this one, if we go for Ura, we got to fight Taisabachi into Hibachi. Luckily, I learned they're not bad at all. Like, really, really not bad at all. It's interesting going through this one because this is probably the easiest one to do runs in, I'm going to guess. I'm guessing that this will be the chillest one once we're into the loop. Even though there's a lot to learn, there's some like really mean execution parts. But because you have autobomb, like in Black Label, we didn't have autobomb. Getting hit was pretty bad. Here, it's so weird because it's like I've had some practice runs where I felt like they were just disaster, like getting chain hit like 3 times in a row, dropping 3 bombs, and then like I get through Hibachi. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess that was a clear run. I guess it's kind of that feel where it's a lot of scary things. There's a lot to know. The last stage is long as fuck. It's pretty good though. But it's so much calmer because of the bombs, and you get a lot of bombs. In case you get stuck with only hey, it's not so bad. It's not so bad at all, Somersault. Yo, what up, this RG? I was looking at your runs earlier when I was looking at some of the more fucked games. Yeah, I don't know how it ended up happening. I didn't plan on ever doing a 2-all or a Hibachi, but I was just learning SDOJ and I'm like, fuck it, we could go for a Hibachi, that would be funny. Actually, it's probably Black Label in this. Like, I learned that Black Label Hibachi, if you're not playing expert to get the Zatsuza harder ship, is really, really easy compared to the other ones. So then when I was doing SDOJ, I'm like, this requirement's doable. It's hard as fuck, but we could try Hibachi. So starting from there, we went to like hardest Hibachi to like DOJ and Dodonpachi are pretty hard. Donpachi's not bad at all. This one is not bad at all. I am interested sometime in doing Zatsuza, just copying the Asagami replay. That one's pretty good. But this one here, I suspect that this game is either going to be, that run counter up there, is either going to be from just resetting first loop because we got clipped somewhere and we missed the bomb requirement, or like we missed 1B to get the requirement. I suspect that's where all the resets will go, and then as soon as we get into the loop, I bet we just clear it. Because I've done 5 practice runs just going from like 1-4 or 1-5, and then just saying, fuck it, can I get to the end? And all of them have cleared with relatively decent amount of resources by the end. So I suspect when we get started, it's going to be fucking up the first loop, and then the moment we hit Ura, it might be fine. So This is one recommended to a lot of beginner players because your hitbox is smaller. You have the cancel. The difficulty isn't too crazy until like stage 5. 4 has some things in it, but like even if you're a new player, you probably have a bunch of bombs that'll automatically be used and like hypers to use for that. You go like resource your way through these, and then it's like making your way through stage 5. So this is a relatively chill first loop. However, the requirement is something. The requirement is you cannot bomb more than twice. So we can only take 2 hits since we have autobomb. Only 2 hits are allowed. So that's the main gem. And then, yeah, found getting to the second loop is the hardest part. I think so too. Like, I suspect that the 1-5 boss and the 1-5 like second mid boss are like the gatekeepers of the loop. You can easily fuck up on those, and then it's a problem. And then it's like, oh, cool, we made it to the loop. Now we can relax. Now we can relax and just hang out. But I think I put a bit of time in the first loop. This game has taken longer than the other ones to learn. Not because of difficulty, but because the first loop is a little bit different than the second loop. And it's relatively chunky. It's like a 54-minute game because the TLB end section is really long. The stage 5s are really long. Learning all the B locations took a while. There's a couple, I feel like most of them lean into the route pretty well, especially because I did Black Label before, so I know where they all are already. But there's like a couple nasty ones, not that are hard to get, but are hard to remember to get. Like the one on stage 2, the first one on the left side, sometimes you can forget that. I've forgotten the first one on stage 4, and then get to the end, and then you get the Omote entrance screen. You're like, shit, we missed a B somewhere. The other ones, I feel like the route automatically grabs those. So what route are we doing? I was first learning this was C strong. You want to pick strong in 1.5. You get fewer bombs, but you get an absurdly powerful ship. And then when you die, your bomb stock gets bigger, so it's like it's not a downside in the slightest. It is really, really strong is like the way to go in this, or just getting through. And man, where was I gonna go? Basically, we're gonna see how many runs it takes to get into the second loop, and then hopefully we cruise from there. Otherwise, I don't know. I did have yeah, this one took longer, but I could have practiced the first loop more. But if you ever get into the trap of like practicing things forever and never doing runs, like you just gotta do runs. You can't be 100% prepared, or else things take like triple as long to do. So we're gonna hop in. If you ever notice the frame rate looks weird on stream, let me know. Because I've been noticing some weird shit with it where like it initially sometimes on here has like bad frame pacing. And then I look at OBS and OBS is like horrific. And then on stream, it's actually fine. So I think it's good. Yell at me if it looks low frame rate, but looking at it, it looks normal. So it should be cool. I was first, that's what I was talking about. I was first learning this with Asagami's 8 months ago. He posted a C strong route. That was pretty good. It was like a no miss of the first loop and did really good. Like ended with like 4 or 5 life total. That one got clipped a ton though, and there were some parts where it didn't feel like the route was super like ready to not make you have to do hero dodges. I'm thinking like 2-4. But I ended up finding out that Seiryu, the guy who, I don't know, is he the only one who has a Inbachi clear in SDOJ? I'm not sure if he still is the only one, or if anybody else has somehow gotten it. But he has a channel, and on that channel, he has a no-miss of this game. And he has a no-miss of the Steam version. So you can compare both of them side by side, and in places where he fucks up in one, you can see how he figures it out in the other. You think so? Man. Dude holds the crown. I saw all of his replays and I'm like, okay, if this guy could do that stuff, and he has like shit consistent enough to no miss like a a 2-all game, then I'm like, all right, it's stuff for non-Ibachi runs are probably pretty good. Learning the magic OBS settings to... Yeah, OBS I still don't know how to do. I still have no clue how to do audio. We're just winging it every single time I hit the start streaming button. But we're gonna hop into it. Now, this game has 2 routes. So while you also have the Emote loop and the Earl loop, you also have 2 different sets of mid-bosses that go off into 2 different like sections of stages. And part of the requirement, so we have the don't bomb more than twice, so we can take 2 hits. It's like Metal Slug. We have collect all of the bees, all of them. And then we have, you have to enter route from the beginning. And this shit, I remember, was just a mystery for a while, but it was easy enough to snag at the start that you would just kind of get it. But years later, looking back on it, we now have some concrete shit. There's some tanks at the start and some silos. You kill the silos before they get run over by the tanks. And if you kill the 3 of the silos, and by the time you kill the 3rd one with full hyper, you got it. You're in the loop. I'm actually fucking terrible at it. Let's start though. Alright, we're gonna see it. I'm not gonna bother resetting the timer if I fuck up this start over and over, because I'm really bad at it. I suspect this is gonna be the hardest part of the game. Is me getting clipped here. Trying to set this shit up. I saw you do like this to clear everything out, then you point blank these. So you kill the silo before problems happen. So we're killing these before the big tanks come in. Did I grab the B there? I think I did. Yell at me if I didn't grab the B. That's like where I am right now, but below in that section. So this is what that looks like. For this first one, you get a lot of hyper by sitting on like multiple parts of a boss. So what we're doing here is you sit on the in-between of like the middle part of the boss and its little option things. Now we're not too worried about score. Since the second scoring extent, you actually kind of a little have to work for it. Like if you score like 1 stage, you'll probably be set enough for it. But since we have like 50 whole minutes of this game, we're not going to sweat it too much. There's like a few parts I learned. Yeah, first minute I already grabbed... you know what I thought about doing? I thought about like... I have a counter thing that I could just physically do, but I would forget about it and then second guess myself. So I'm like, I don't know. We'll see at the end. See, look how much gauge you get by just point blanking it there. Since it's got like the turret there and everything, you rebuild back your whole hyper. I don't even have like the super optimal shit for like Asagami has more ones where you just resource out every boss. I have those for the second loop, but for the first loop, we're just trying to not have any fuckiness happen. Yo, what up? Appreciate Zero. So already, I don't know if we missed a beat. This whole game... Yeah, this game does not have bosses. This game has setups. It has setups to insta-kill the bosses. The only boss I'm really scared of is a 1-5 boss and 2-5 boss. And the second mid-boss of stage 5, he's not so bad. So I learned this not through the practice mode and like the Steam version. See, I almost forgot that B. That could have been bad already. Almost forgot. I learned this through practice on the like new shmup name thing. And this is, I feel like it's slightly easier on here. So I think the slowdown's slightly fine. This stage doesn't give you jack for score. There's a really cool scoring technique you do at the start here. Maybe I'll just show it off for fun. Let's see if I can remember how to do it. Basically, we delay killing him as long as possible. You like hyper here. You're tapping. Based on how many times you hyper in the stage, the harder it is to cancel bullets. So since we hypered not at all, just these tiny taps are enough to kill this. And then you bring him to here, and your goal is to not kill the tank. And you have to balance destroying these, and you get this. Depending on how often... I can successfully do that. We're gonna either go for that or not go for that. But we're not too worried. Like, oh, already dropped it. If you have a full hyper and you drop your combo, it'll drop the hit count completely. If you don't have a full hyper, what ends up happening is your hit count just steadily goes down and it drains your hyper. Let's see. Okay, make sure to grab these bees. These are aimed. You could just tap dodge them. We're going to be doing that a lot second loop. Okay, there's triple B right here. So we're just going to go ahead and just use all of those, get this here. We don't need to cancel too much on the boss. Stuck at 2-3. I got some shit for 2-3. That makes things a lot easier. Let me not mess this up. I always do the... We want a point blank at the start. There's a 2, now there's a 3. What I'm talking about are these waves of blue. Now we move down. This is enough damage. Look, we're going to go up here. And because we're hitting a bunch of turrets at once... Wow, I did no damage. Where are we at? Oh, I think I was supposed to hyper there. The thing with, like, DDP... Where I found, like, DDP first loop is probably harder than this first loop. What ends up happening is I'm finding... It's not as bad as I thought, but the first loop and second loop ways of dealing with bosses are different. Favorite stage 2 of DDP? Yeah, for score, like, the tank feels so good. The starting bit feels pretty good, where you hyper and go to the, like, top left for a while. This one's fun to chain. I wasn't sure if I wanted to learn the chaining stuff for the first loop, but because of the requirement, I'm fine with not going for score and just trying to, like, make sure I don't get clipped anywhere, because I want both of my bombs for stage 5. I don't have any planned bombs anywhere. Yo, what up, Sensei? We are gonna score this, because why not? This part's like a nightmare on the second loop. By here, it's pretty... You just hang out. This part took a while in the second loop to, like, fully get a grasp on how to not die here. Once we see that big ship here, we're going to take a more aggressive approach at killing it. If you manage to leave those random lasers alive here, you get even more hit count off them. Alright, this one we need to use shot for. Then we go back to lasering. Because as we kill things over there, it's going to make the cutback to where we have to go kill this thing easier. I was supposed to hold laser, but that's fine. If we sit on here, we keep our chain, and then we go. The chaining is harder in the first loop, as in it, like, goes by faster. Let's see if I could do this link. We need to kill these right turrets first, then these left ones. We'll just keep going. That's why I didn't want to worry about the chain, because I'm going to do dumb shit trying to keep it going. There's a laser right here. If you just hang out there, you're fine from the bullets, but that laser turret in the middle will hit you. So now we can only take one more hit. We see that laser pop in. That's just going to be our cue to go in the middle here. We get him on the way out. If we want to hold our chain, we can do this without hyper. I'm just going to do it with hyper, because if you take out these turrets up here, it can't do anything. There's a B here, and there's a B here. We have to remember to snag those. And if you want to carry your chain over, you basically need to keep your hyper. Wait till the boss blows up. Up your hyper, you get like a full amount. And then by the time these enemies drop down, you'd continue your combo. Since we already dropped it, I don't really care too much. Once we see these pink bullets with like the more contrasting circles within them, that's when you curve back around. This has a double cancel, so the bullets come out, but then they get canceled again because the building blows up like twice. Here we want the 1, 2, we want to be up high. If we're up high, then we could get around these guys and point blank them really fast. We're gonna just hyper here for safety. If you use your hyper to hold your chain over into this part, you have to do that part without hypering, which is a little bit harder. You just gotta be really conscious of, you don't need to go kill the turrets on the sides of the screen. like, very far. You just have to, like, stay in the middle and your shot's wide enough to kill him. This one's not bad in first loop at all. We should kill it by the time anything really happens here. We're just gonna point blank for a bit. You can either start low and just tap like this, because you're gonna get the point blank right here. Or you can not. I mixed up the second loop and first loop. Usually you want to kill it by this point, but I'm fine with messing up a little bit, because this is not too bad to dodge. I've practiced dodging the second loop one if we have to. But, you really don't want to be dodging the second loop one. This one's just a tap, except for the very end. I made it extra scary there because I started dashing a bit early. It, like, chases you, but eventually, if you keep doing that, the pink bullets will be too close in. So for, like, the last 2 or 3 of the pink bullet waves, you have to go, like, tap left, right, left, right. I did it for, like, the last 5. Yeah, there's so many Bs. There's so many Bs to remember. Like a range A. A range A is interesting. I've seen Daring Spinos, one of that, where you milk like Hibachi for 100 years. Yeah, all of the bosses are not dodgeable bosses. They're all like, you need to resource them through. Or what you do a lot in this game is you hold hyper and use shot and it slows some stuff down. Yeah, 2 and 5, like, even if we're down on bombs, we're just gonna bomb the 2-2 one. Okay, so we've taken 1 bomb. So we are now allotted 1 hit. Let's get play this extra safe. I always try my second loop version there and it messes up. We're trying to kill these 1, 2, 3. Now we go back around to kill this last one. We got hyper up here. You could get a bunch of hits off them. Your hyper in the first loop resets its rank, so it's always easy to take out bullets right away. And a lot of the times in all the scoring runs, you'll basically hyper at the end of the last boss. So you go into the next stage with the hyper active before it resets the rank. So you have like a hyper going right away completely for free. We'll be killing some bosses with hyper at the end, but not to where we have to worry about that. Like most notable like second boss is where you would be doing that. I messed this up a bit. So we have to dodge a tiny bit of dudes. Because of these lasers in the back, you can hit these guys off screen, which keeps your combo going there, even though it looks like we're hitting nothing. I don't have hyper. Usually you'd hyper right here so your chain doesn't drop like that. We'll be quickly build it because there's these enemies here. We'll just do our second loop strategy, which is surviving like 4 of those blue waves, and then getting him stuck on the top of the screen. If he's at the top, he can't shoot, and you build hyper off him for free. Because we hypered late, we do have to dodge this stuff, but the hyper ranks down. We've only hypered once. He dies here. I'm pretty bad at this section right here on the second loop. It's kind of a crapshoot once we get there. I thought about practicing it more, but I didn't want to stress about it anymore. Once we kill this wave, we'll start moving to the right. All of these blues are aimed on us. They track us better if we're moving up and down, so we want to not move up and down as much. There's this bee here. This bee here. All the red enemies are aimed on you. All the blue ones have like a fixed angle towards you. Okay, sweep. We're going to give us some room here because those tanks shoot at like a more horizontal angle, and we have room to move down here. So you can avoid those enemies while still being in line to hit the mid-sized ones. You're not like delayed and hitting the other ones. Everything here is aimed. You just tap and you're good. Yeah, I like this stage in Black Label a lot. This stage alone in Black Label got all my score for both the extends. Alright, we need to be here. You don't want to go past these too fast. If you sit up here just a tiny bit high, these close tanks will hit a not bad angle. They're like angles they could hit are fairly limited. There's a bee there. Almost forgot that one. And if we didn't have hyper or something happen, you get a full hyper refill right there. We could farm hits off these, but I'm not going to worry about it. because sometimes you get clipped by these lasers while you're trying to like juggle canceling bullets and canceling lasers. I don't even think I got that other side one. We even get enough hyper off this to once it starts shooting like blue, we'll go in. We built a bunch of hyper off that. I was messing around with like getting extra hits off the top of these by going up straight ahead. And even though these tanks on the bottom shoot you pretty good, it's not a problem. You don't need to farm hyper off that enemy, but it feels good. The Happy Wheels? We got some tech for the Happy Wheels. I saw somebody at Shmup Slam with the laser wheel shirt. That was pretty good. We want to not kill that right pod. Because while it's shooting us, the boss isn't doing anything. Once you kill all of its parts, it goes into the next section. You can hyper this to kill it pretty fast. I didn't know how to do this pattern for the longest time because I didn't get how it was baited. It turns out it's not baited at all. You just follow the middle of it. Alright, we want you up here. Because if we go to the other side, it won't shoot. It doesn't matter if she tracks us or not, or goes the other side. Even if these lasers come out, they can't reach us. We have more than enough time to kill this before the next pattern starts. We're gonna dash down with shot just to get us out of there. This should build us enough hyper. We just laser this whole time. Uh-oh. My whole screen went black. You probably can see that in the camera. I guess the stream's still fine. That was where I spliced in my state where I completed this successfully. Yeah, that one we didn't even like skip too much of that one. We didn't have to do like any dodges, and still we did it like normal. You can even do hyper stuff on there, but I didn't want to mess with like accidentally like not building hyper and then things being weird. You didn't see it go black? Okay, good. I got an achievement and the whole game exploded. This is what up, Germ. Never seen extended stuff? The extended stuff's not bad. I've never done a practice run of the second loop and not cleared it. What I found is I think the problem is going to be getting into the loop. We have to not get hit twice, and we've already gotten hit once. Oh, whoops, I'm doing the second loop tech. We need to do this. We want this tank dead. Oh, God. Let's see if we can fix this. We'll just hyper here. And we'll figure out how to make that hyper not bite us in the ass later. I started doing my second loop route, which is completely different. Let's just make sure you die. Let's cancel bullets, you die. Maybe we'll last enough that this cancel. Yeah, this is fine. That's good to know that we could have a safety hyper there, because we're supposed to build hyper here anyway. So we've been hit once. We can get hit one more time. This stage is long and terrifying. It's shockingly fun, though. Like, a lot of people are terrified of these, but once you... There's a few things you could do. I don't know if I'll be able to yap about them in time. But, there's a bunch of stuff you could do to minimize how much the wheels can mess you up. Alright. For this one, in the loop, we're going to hyper. Here, it's tame enough that we're just going to do a bunch of Ustreaming. And our cue to stop Ustreaming is going to be once we see the background doors open up. So we're in this elevator right now. We'll just keep doing Us. Oh, that door's opened up. Now we'll hyper here. I'm not greedy enough to farm for hits, even though that works fine. Remember, that be here. This be here. You can hold laser here. It holds your chain. So we're about to get to the laser wheels. So first thing here, we want to kill this top building with laser so it doesn't shoot. Wait a sec, go. This is a fixed route we could go, and now we just dodge red bullets. We're safe from everything but the red bullets. And we're going to automatically here pop this B. We're going to wait here till we're about to die. Now we pop hyper. It's enough time to get onto this thing. This one here, you're safe from both angles that the tanks above us can hit. So those can't do anything to you. You can farm hits for here. I'm not gonna because it's spooky. Alright, these ones you can memo a static path for. We follow along the second one, move to the side to kill these enemies. We move along this tank line, and now it's open so we could get to the side. I'm gonna move up here And then we're gonna move down. We want to be slightly off the... I'm a little too far. Now for the second set, I made this way scarier than it needed to be. It's gonna make this cutback fine. This B is one of the meanest ones. That one was such an asshole to get in a... is this fine? Yeah. I'm too scared to do it because of... The second loop traumatizes me because the revenge bullets of the second loop are fucking horrifying. It took a long time to get a handle on how to deal with them. Once these top tanks go, that's when we move down. We switch to shot once these are done. We wait here for a second and then we go. And now we follow without getting hit by the tanks. That could have been bad. I knew I needed to work on that part. There's a B right here. And then we hold... There's a notch on this left platform right here. And it dodges both of these wheels. We dodge the red, and then we're good. It looks like I made like a clutch dodge there, but that's completely static. We're not going to hyper here. This boss is a fucking bastard. Just like in... I found though in Steam version, it's not too bad. 1, 2, we go. Fuck, I knew that. I knew it, dude. It slows down like right there, and it drives me nuts every single time. I should just use shot like that. So we can't be hit anymore. We need the hyper now. We're going to move up with our invuln to make these bullets slower so we could get to this part. So now, assuming we got the Bs, we now can still get in the loop. However, why are you not dead? We just gotta not be hit somewhere. Which shouldn't be that bad. Yeah, next time I'm just gonna... If you use shot there to make that first pattern easier, then what ends up happening is, we need to be on the side for this. We want a laser here, ignoring all the enemies. We want this tank dead. Once it's dead, we could get up here. This is a cancel. We're aligning ourselves based off these Beyblades. So every shot we alternate here. Alright, one more alternation to here. We get the cancel off you. And now we kill this tank. This is kind of a hard link for the combo because you can kill the tank really fast. We're going to start here and tap. Once we see these bullets, we go up and around. We stay here for a bit to kill the turret on the side. We're going to hyper if this looks scary. Looks fine. Alright, this is different. I'm less comfy with this way of doing this section than the second loop version. But it should be fine. It's not that bad. Alright, 3 going this way. Once we kill this side, we have a hyper if we're scared. We use our lasers to push these back. Okay, that should be fine. So, assuming no mistakes happen, we should get to the boss. Alright, I'm gonna sit in the middle so it cancels all those next wave of blue bullets. Just in case I hypered at a bad time. You don't want to get, like, blasted by those right away. So, we've taken 2 hits. I'm pretty sure we've gotten all the Bs. We just have to do this last section and then the boss, and then we're in the loop. We need to start here. This part feels so much hyper. So I'm going to shut up on the boss because the boss is horrifying. And we can't make literally any mistake. Shit. Come on, cancel, save me. Oh, that's not good. That's what I would call really bad, actually. Oh, does that mean... Nope, that just says the achievement for beating the boss for first time. Yo, what up, everybody? Sorry, but that stage was so long, I barely could look at chat now. So, there's the first loop, and now, I think we got every B. I think we got every B. We didn't get hit there. I don't know what I was doing on that last pattern. There's a setup for it. Up caffeine. Okay. Did we forget a B? Did we forget a B in 1-1? If we forgot a B in 1-1, this is taking a while. So you'll know which loop you got in. Yeah, those laser, I stole those from Seryu. Everything here got ripped from Seryu because he no-missed the game. And has 2 replays of no-missing it. One in like some arcade he recorded off of, and then one Steam version. And they're like really good. So come on, we got it. So if you see here, you'll see this lightning. And you'll see he's like clear, you can see Long Hina. That means you made it to the Uro loop. If it's all like black and red, then that means you're in the Omote loop. The Omote one's easier, you don't have to fight Abachi. And the Zakos, instead of shooting right at you, they'll shoot right at you instead of like shooting a 1 and a 3. So Uro loop first try was not what I was expecting, to be honest. So now, here's the Uro loop. It's really scary, actually, but because we have so many resources, we don't have to worry. We're going to be hearing those achievement notifications a lot. I'm not sure how much I should talk in this. A lot of the sections that are memo I could probably yap on. We don't have to worry about bees anymore. I didn't kill that turret. We want to do this, hyper right here, because we're trying to kill the tank and these Zakos up there. So we don't care about killing these in an order. Because we're in the loop, we're automatically going to fight the Uro mid bosses. Which is nice, because the Uro ones are easier. And we're forced to. If you're playing normal, or in like Black Label and you die somewhere, then it fucks up. We're looking for the second one that shoots. So here, pop hyper, we get the hyper there. This wave on the right is easy to dodge, and this shit should die before we have to do anything. We could build hyper off here. You build way less hyper, so exploiting spots like this is really important. Not so much on this stage because there's a bunch of bees up ahead. But you might have saw right there, we get some revenge bullets. They're really nasty in Uro loop. And the hyper rank doesn't reset. So instead of grabbing this bee, we're going to move here. We want to kill this one. Now we move up in a... I messed up a bit. We have to do hero dodges. These are not what you want to be doing, but you can go for them. What I like in this game is you can go for dodging because you just bomb if you get hit. It's so nice. All right, let's build hyper off you. This is a scary part. Oh, we got an easy version. This hyper goes away. That hard part like disintegrates and then it's dead. Is the stream lagging? There's some fuckiness with I couldn't figure this game out for some reason. It might be because this game's like DirectX 9ing or something. But like I noticed the frame pacing on here would sometimes be weird, and then it'd look bad in different places and then be fine here. Yeah, I was hypered the whole time, so it made it like extra fast. Plus, if you use shot, they go really, really slow. But if we use shot, then we have to dodge the last pattern. I just hold laser there because I can react to if one of the last patterns would have been bad. You hold shot and then it's really slow. Alright, this stage is cool. There's only one part I'm scared of, which is at the end. We don't need this beat, but it's a good waymark because we have to get through these. There's barely any enemies here. When I did my practice stream, I kept sitting there for a while. Alright, as soon as these are dead, we hold laser. We need to go to the left, because if we go to the right, we can't get this guy in time. Our chain timer is really long, so if you do this in normal, your chain will drop. We'll do this as the actual speedrun tech. Wait till you're about to be hit. You can laser or shot. I'm just doing shot, because that's what Seryu did, and I'm not going to try to figure stuff out. So right here, if we don't aggressively move up here, if these shoot a bunch of bullets, then they're going to spawn a bunch of revenge bullets. And they're way more manageable when there's only a few of them. So we want to very aggressively be dealing with those. I'm going to hold damage for a bit, just to hold the chain. We don't really need this for hyper, but you get a lot killing those guys off screen. We're gonna skip a lot of the next section. I found this to be the easiest way instead of like manually doing shit. Alright, now this side, so we can handle on the revenge bullets. We start tapping slowly. And now we take our time. We have fine control over the revenge bullets. They're kind of horrifying. Alright, we need to stay here. Move to this side. We need to pick this up while it's green. I only discovered how to do this last part today. Ah! Alright, 1, 2, 3. We hit the bomb. That's a setup because we're going to use the bomb. Yo, what up, Game Boy Girl? Good to see you, dude. Alright, we're going to do a setup to try to... We do have to dodge this, which is a bit spooky, but if we don't think about it, then it's not hard. And now that sets us up to kill this. Because that bomb's still floating, we need a lot of hyper, actually. We're going to use that bomb. Boom, don't have to fight it. Don't have to fight at all. Oh. Yeah, stage 2 themes are pretty happy. This one, I guess just DOJ. It's the only DDP one I could think. Yeah, so if you just popped in, we made it to the Earl loop where the revenge bullets don't fuck around. So even though we have this cancel, where in the first loop they would just cancel the bullets, look at what happens. These purple motherfuckers pop out. Luckily, they're all pointed directly at you, so you do have control over them. If you let stuff live, the biggest problem of this game are the random lasers that appear. You have to kill those fast. Alright, we sit here. This is the hardest part of, like, the first half of the game. It's because of this. We have to kill these 3 before this far right one spawns. Sit here for a sec to kill the far left one. Believe it or not, that section, like, I probably lagged more than, like, anything else in this game. You can see in our practice stream we did how many times I had to go over that because I just couldn't figure out how it worked. Something you'll see, a lot of the, like, what I learned about doing second loops is stuff like this that looks terrifying is because there's so many bullets and they're so tight. It's actually, like, when you break down what you actually have to do, that section was literally just streaming. It was no different than, like, a first loop setup. So, as long as sections are like that, we're going to hold shot here, even though it blows the combo. Because by using shot, we lag the game, and we cause this slowdown here to make that easier. What I learned is that there's, like, 2-loop difficulty in dodging. So, like, say, any of the end game of DOJ, like Stage 5 and the Hibachi. And then there's shit that, like, looks terrifying because there's a bunch of bullets. But they're not bad because they're just, you treat them the same way as you would a first loop thing. And then there's shit like this where it's like fucking revenge bullets. We're barely even seeing any, which is pretty nice. This should either that's get cancel everything or hyper running outs get cancel everything. So we're still not hit the second extend. We're already like 65% through the game. Here's how you not fight this boss. You kill its turrets here. Those can't hit you. Just for good measure, that dies. We don't need the other B. I do want that one, though, just to hold it. Wow. Yeah, you want to know a good stage 2 theme is Futari stage 2. A banger one. Alright, here. So we're waiting until we see a specific purple bullet that's different from these. It's these ones. Now we curve around. We're going to hold laser. We don't want to go to the left too fast because we'll let our aura kill this laser next to us. So our laser doesn't get blocked. We get 2 cancels because the building blows up twice. Alright. 1, 2. We need to be up high so we could deal with these high up on the screen. I could use my shot for those, but this is fine. I might have hyper too early. We now must get our way out of these revenge bullets. They're fucking terrifying. Alright. This is a pretty good run, considering. I don't know if it's best. So I practice this all in the new shmup name, and I feel like the revenge bullets there are way scarier. Here's 2 Bs. We also use this B. To the Ray games? Yeah. I need to... I'm only familiar with the Ray Force. We're just gonna use this for free. Ray Force has so many good tracks. I need to do like Storm and everything. And just... I need to point blank for longer. We use Shot to lag the game to delay until the boss is on the right side. Then we can hyper. We're safe out of there. We need to do this at the bottom. We get to halfway. We stop. Hold shot. And then we point blank his ass. So we don't have to... Alright, we wait for a certain part in her... I gotta dodge this part. This part's a bit spooky. Oh, this is more slowdown than on Shmup Maim. That was not bad at all, actually. Racers, yeah, awesome music. Soundtracks in order. Yeah. They have... Now, I remember when for a long time the only like arcade games I knew were just Cave because I came from Toho, so I was just looking at bullet hells. Finding out about like all these games that just glid over because they weren't like bullet hells. Like I knew about Ray Force since like a kid, and just like, it looks kind of cool. And now going back, I'm like, dude, everything is so good. Yeah, the Ura patterns are crazy. Luckily, we have resources to not have to do them. Ray Force and Darius Gaiden. Yeah, do Lord Zuntara. I need to do Darius Gaiden. I didn't want to do it because there's so many guides for it already for survival. I'm like, what's another one in there? But I gotta do it anyway because it's so good. I need to be over here. This stage is a menace, by the way. I'm just gonna try to not worry about this stage and just try doing shit, and hopefully we don't get on. Because this stage has a lot of stress points. This start included. It's not the best start. We need to hold laser here. These will turn into revenge bullets and then kill us really fast. If we just keep tapping, these revenge bullets are fine. If you cancel a revenge bullet, it can't cancel into another revenge bullet. So you don't have to worry about it too much. These guys are shockingly annoying. You need to be in a very specific part of the in-between them to get them to not shoot. Here's a slightly scary dodge. Luckily, we're point blanking it the entire time. Alright, this is a spooky. As soon as these are dead laser... Alright, from here to the side, we have to... I don't remember the logic, but we need to hold shot until we need the laser. And then we get up and out of here. Once we can escape the lasers, then we go back around. These, we're not looking at the ones that are walling us. We're looking at the ones that are different. We can't go high too fast because we'll get walled. These blue ones don't bait nicely. Maybe if I yap enough, then I'll get through hard shit. This is a setup. The fourth one's always going to hit you there. We have enough invuln to bait him up here. It's like DOJ. You bait him up high and he can't do anything to you. Maybe he'll shoot like these right away. I didn't bait him high enough, but I almost got hit. I like unfocused. I stopped using laser. Alright, he'll start shooting again, but it doesn't matter. This part, I really don't know how to do. It's so hard. We just hope. Okay, it should be fine. Yeah. Don't care for the bees. We have full jam. Alright, we have to be extra careful. These blue ones we could dodge around, but the red ones we have to be tapping for. This part up ahead's gonna be hard. So here you're fine, but right here we need to play super aggressive to get around them. So we get... That part scares me. There's a bunch of sections like that I thought about practicing more, but I practice them so much that I'm like... Sometimes if you practice something too much, then it gets like... You start deteriorating. You gotta just learn to not stress. Alright, these are... I ended up doing... I think this I stole from Asagami. We just follow the blue bullets. The outlines of the blues will kill these because they're staggered. Right here, if you're just a little high, those tanks are fine. These lasers are the biggest problem here. Get ourselves a cancel on the side. We don't care about the bees on the right because we already have hyper. We want to kill all these lasers first, because those will be annoying, and then we're going to hyper these guys dead. The revenge bullets are a thing, but if we hyper late enough, then they're more manageable. If you hyper too early... If you hyper too early, that section's horrifying. I forgot. That's when I needed to practice more, because I don't have a hard setup for it. Because of the cancel, we don't need to hyper this guy. And then by the time these side tanks shoot at us, we're already killing these. That's a Mushi stage 3. I can see that. I need the... Ooh, we have a free bomb here. Where do we use it? I'm just gonna keep it floating. Alright, so remember, we need to kill... Not that right one. We did pretty good. It didn't get any residual shots off. Did I hyper too early? We're gonna have to do dodge. This isn't good. We need to desperately not shoot. Hyper. Okay, we built it. That's good. Wait for her to return to her original position. We hold shot. That makes the game laggy. So it makes it easy to get through here. I think... yeah, I kind of fucked it up. This is one of the weirder bosses for the setup, because you can set them up, but it's a bit spooky. Do one of the harder routes, or handle Titanic Lance. There's a... Ah, shit, what's his name? There's like a god Japanese survival player who's, who I used, for Brave Force and Metal Black. Who, has like every route of it, including the hard ones, on like rank managing. Yo, thanks for the luck. Yeah, Noma's final stages. I guess I was worrying about this more than I thought. Yeah, we're at 2-5 now. We have so many resources. How much score do we have? We just got our extend. We just got the last scoring extend. It's like 40 minutes in the game. This is how, this is why I didn't worry about score too much, because with 2 loops, we don't have to sweat it too much. This goes for a while. Futari has this thing where, this happens for like 800 years. You could go take a piss or something. Okay, we want to play aggressive here while we have... If we let these lasers live, and they create these bullets behind us, then the revenge bullets shoot behind us. It's a real pain in the ass. Alright, this is like the hardest section of the game right here. It took me so long to route this part. It's so weird, but I get it now. Okay, we got it. We need to hold shot so this laser stops shooting bullets. Get the right here. Now hyper. Ah, I bombed there. That sucked. But if you hyper any earlier, then this section is really horrifying. And if you... getting through it is pretty terrifying, because your laser, when blocking out their lasers, is creating bullets. It's like impassable. This was a section I need to practice more. Otherwise shit like this happens. So how do we get through this? We're gonna have to improvise. Alright, we made it back here. So, luckily that was the... This is why this loop is, even though it looks horrifying, is so much more chill than like a like normal DDP. Because there, that was like 2 lives with like full bomb stock I would have lost. But here, it's just 2 bombs taken. So I have a strat for this. Once the bar fills up, we go here. Once the second one goes, we go down here. That's enough time to get a bunch of point blank to get your meter. We want the hyper this one. I'm watching my damage to see if we're doing too much. This is good, actually. Alright, I want the hyper here because I want this section to not last for as long. We're safe up here to build meter while that's exploding, and now we play a tug-of-war. We are most concerned of the lasers, because I could do this all day, but if we don't kill the lasers fast, and then you kill a laser, they could spawn behind you because the laser gets all the way across the screen. We're waiting, instead of hypering once the double doors come, as soon as our hyper runs out, which is about these double doors, we get to here, we can start tapping, and this is completely free. If we want to keep our chain going, we need the laser up here. We're hitting like a thing that's off screen. All right, now here's how you deal with the loop 2 laser wheels. All right, let's kill this building this time. Ah, whatever. I went that too late. 1, 2, 3. Wait for it to go green. We go here. We need to dodge the... I'm making this way harder than it needs to be because I didn't kill a tank. Oh god, I missed a tank. So those red bullets were like extra horrifying. Alright, now we have time to get up here. We're riding this one right here. Even if we get stuck like that, we have enough room to get by these guys. I needed to kill these earlier so we don't have to deal with revenge bullets. We have a different way to do this strategy. It looks really fucking cool if I do it right. Alright, now we follow this lane here. We cut our way through with a quick shot. And now this part's... I'm gonna eat a death here, unless I'm like ungodly lucky. We're watching for these pink bullets, the rest doesn't matter. The pink bullets are the problem. Now we need to go fast. Fast and through the pink bullets. I can't believe I did that. This part I could be clipped on. Oh, I fucked it up. Ah, I didn't kill the ones on the sides fast enough. How do we do this without resource? If we survive to here, we kill the building. That should be fine. Okay, we made it back. We need hyper, though. Follow you down. Switch to... fuck. Maybe I should stop yapping. Pop laser real quick. Get to here. Alright, we're gonna go through 1, go through 2. We don't need that, that's fine. There's a notch here, we just have to dodge tiny bullets. We're safe from the laser wheels, we go around the red. We sit up top. I'm getting hit on this stage way more than I wish, but it doesn't really matter. This time we do want to hyper. I'll get some gauge off these. We'll shoot. Because it's in slow-mo, it makes our iframes look really big. This guy's horrifying. But with shot, we can make it a little easier. We need to bait the next wave off to the side. Go to an easier side. And then we can't quite do that with the third, but what we can do is get in a lane. And this is supposed to die. So we have 6 lives now. Now we're just trying to do our best to have as little mistakes as possible versus actually needing to clutch or anything because we have so many resources. Hibachi can drain a bunch if I fuck up the setup. I'll just try not thinking about fucking up though. We're gonna use shot here. It slows the game down. We're waiting to hyper. Once these bullets reach us, we don't want to shoot shot because those revenge bullets will kill us, created by everything around us. Wait for the cancel. All right, wait for 1 blue. We go here, there's a blue. We keep, oh, I should have died. All right, now we stay. We need to, unlike the first loop, we need to go fast. Kill this. We need to point blank this immediately. And once these tanks come out, now we can relax for a little bit. Yeah, the loop 2 wheels are real fucky. Alright, once you see those pink bullets, you get out this way. Holding this is easier than the first loop, because there's so much shit on screen, it slows down when you use shot. Yada yada. Fuck. I moved down into it. Okay, we gotta do this part different. We sit on one of them. We're gonna hyper and then merry-go-round. We're dodging only blue bullets. The rest of them die to this motion. So just the blue bullets there are something to be looking for. Wait for 1 building to blow up. It's got a bigger sound. We get a cancel here, so this one's fine. I didn't get here fast, which is fine because we actually have to get up here pretty quickly. Ah! Alright, we have hyper, so the DOJ cannon should be fine. Wait till we're about to be hit. Hyper, I'm sitting in the middle of it, so the next wave dies. I'm down on hyper. I need to farm it off random enemies up here. Now we have to... this is what happens if you leave enemies alive that can shoot. You get more revenge bullets. It's a problem. Are we okay on hyper? I really need hyper. I really need hyper, man. Please. 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 Thank you. Okay, I can't talk during this. This section is so goddamn hard. This section's like horrifying. I have to set this up perfect. It's not looking good. Fuck. Shit, dude. I'm so fucking bad at it, man. Alright. How do we fix this? So my setup into the TLB is completely fucked now. So we have to find a solution. The solution is we should probably just dump bombs and try to build hyper. God, I'm so bad at this boss, man. You have to build hyper on that second phase. I fucked up because I killed the first phase too fast, so my second phase killed it also too fast, which means I didn't get the hyper. You want to go into this boss with the hyper charged. Because we didn't do that though, while I sound frustrated, it really just means adding 2 extra bombs to this boss. So, we're adding 2 bombs probably to the next boss. How do we fix this? So I'm usually going in with a hyper already, and it's timed, so it deals with some patterns because the hyper will run out in time. I think we just point blank right away and we pop hyper as soon as we can. So we're in the TLBs now. This is what's your name? Golden Disaster or Taisabachi or something. And then we fight Hibachi. We need to be in the middle to bait these pink bullets in a certain pattern. These are canceling at a time I don't like. Oh, this is bad. So we're like horrifically behind in damage because I fucked up the setup on the boss. But luckily, it'll be fine. So usually we want him at the like 1/3 mark at this point. If you're going for a multi, this boss you can just bomb the shit out of and then he dies. Or just do like a proper setup. You only need like 1 bomb. So we hyper at the end. We have to dodge blue bullets. We're using our invuln to... Shit. Oh my god, it's horrible. God, it's all because I knew I should have practiced that last boss more. It's like this boss, you don't have to dodge a single thing, but if you, Oh, we have to dodge for a little bit. If you're on the shoulder, you do more. God, that fucking sucks so bad. God, I knew I should have practiced it more. I should have just found a setup that killed myself. And then, like maybe I just dump, like, 1 billion bombs on the 2-5 boss. Alright, here's... Time to stop whining. Here's Hibachi. We need this setup bad. Really bad. Shit. God, this is such a shit hibachi, man. Alright. Luckily now we can do a huge amount of damage. We just want to be off the side of its wing. Ah, my hyper ran out too while at point blanking. Alright, here's the real shit. I shouldn't have gone back. Yeah, I should have got back again if I committed or I went up. We would have gotten out of there. Ooh, alright, there's a first try. We tried. We got so close to first trying DDP, and then it took like 9 more hours. We got so close to Dodonpachi, we literally had a died in the last literal second. But this time we got our first try. God, that was a horrible hibachi. I'm gonna show you guys again how you actually do that one. Oh, thanks for GG's. What up, Juju? Yo, sup, Kurt? Oh, thanks you guys all popping in. I'll show you how the hibachi actually works. But oh man, I knew it. I said at the start that this game, if we can get into the Earl loop at all of our run count up there was gonna be amplified by dying in the first loop and not meeting the requirement to enter the second loop. However, I'm like, if we can just hit the Earl loop, then we can clear, even if you fuck up a bunch. Yeah, we got through. We did some okay dodges there. But thanks a bunch, everybody, for GG's. That's the Earl loop. Sometime I'll mess with the mote. Since we got this so fast, we might fuck around with the mote. A lot of people end up on the... Yeah, you just have so many bumps. It's like if you have the game routed to where you don't... Like making a mistake is like an anomaly somewhere. You don't need to patch it up super hard, because it's like you could just eat a bomb there. Ketsui Ura? I'm thinking of Ketsui Amote. Ketsui Ura I don't want to ever do. It's too, like... The requirement is too asshole. Entered loop first try? That's the actual impressive shit. The first half of the run. Yeah, Ketsui Ura, dude, what's fucked up is the loop isn't even that, like... It's horrifying, but it's not that bad. Like, the TLB isn't as crazy as, like, some of the stupider hibachis. Shit's fucking hard, but man, trying to no-miss Cinderella in the first loop and no-miss the... Like, the Panzer and Tiger mini-ships at the end of the second. Oh my god. Hey. We made it. Oh, dude. I'll do a mote. Hella. It's same thing with... It's the same thing with the DOJ white label. I'm sure that I could do it and grind a shit ton of runs, and eventually we'll get the one that's a perfect run. But I don't want to have to do a perfect run. Look how many times we died on stage 5 while everything else was perfect. Yeah, Ketsui does give you a bunch. And they give you a lot of bombs. Those lives are a huge deal. Alright, which one is A? A is this one. We probably have the lowest scoring 2-all. All right, we gotta stop the timer, and then I'll show off what Hibachi, the actual setup is. I'll see if I could do it properly. Yeah, no miss, no bomb. And score, dude, you finally get a no miss, no bomb in Ketsui. And then it's like, well, I hit 118 mil. Shit. Or you like hit the score requirement, get tagged at the end. I'm like, that stuff is too much for me. I'm not a grinder. That's why I practice this a shit ton, so we could be in a position to beat it on this first try. Because even though this was a first try, I did like 5 practice runs starting from like 2-4. Yeah, you got a lot of bombing. So let me show you the. I got my first no miss of Hibachi the other day in this, because I went in with no resources, so your bomb capacity was expanded. I went in with like 6 bombs. I had like ungodly luck. I wish I had it recorded. That shit was really funny. I'll show what the true Hibachi setup. This is the setup. We'll do the 2-5 setup that goes into Hibachi, because that's the shit that drives me nuts. I can't stand this shit. Alright, to the boss. Our hyper is on and at maxed whenever we reach there. We have the highest rank. Yo, what up? Is this live runs? We just finished with our live run. We managed to... We got really lucky through everywhere up till 2-5, so we got it. And right now, I fucked up the 2-5 boss, so our Hibachi was like a really unclean Hibachi. So what we're doing now is we're just fucking around with showing what it actually looks like. Because damn it, I practiced that shit. But I didn't practice it enough. Here's what this boss is supposed to look like. So we need to... By this point, we probably don't... while our hyper is full right now, it'll usually be like halfway. So we have to point blank it to build the hyper, and then before it hits the top of the screen, move down. As soon as the blues shoot, we hold hyper shot, which causes these to slow down, which is fine. It's somewhat of a similar path each time. Then we hyper, then we bomb, and then we hyper. And then we have to build hyper back without doing too much damage. Okay, on the second one, we build a full hyper like this. This is how that setup's supposed to work. We wait till she hits the middle of the screen, we hold shot, and now we dodge this for dear life, which is scary because the slowdown keeps alternating. And then, I guess I fucked up the hyper timing, but basically, this pattern would be over by then. You run up and hyper her, and you fill up like an entire hyper bar. So here's why that's so important. What I found is Hibachi is like pretty scary. The weird thing with Hibachi is I beat it first try blind when just in practice mode, just with resources. But it's like it drains a shit ton of resources. So if you make mistakes throughout the run, it's not so good. I don't know the exact amount it would be. Where would it be? I'm gonna guess like here. But if you do a setup for it, it goes down from like spending like 5 lives to spending like 2. Like 2 is my average if I do it correctly. So like, this is how it's supposed to look. So we come in with hyper. We hold shot because shot slows everything down. Okay, it's at 70%. It's timed, so by the time you kill the 2-5 boss, your hyper's at a point to where it makes that pattern easier. It's somewhere around there. We'll feel it out. I don't know why I went for that in the run. It can like smack you right in the face, those blue bullets. But your hyper runs out for this pattern. This pattern you like would misdirect the other way. I have the timing a bit off, but whatever. You bait these in the middle. And because you're using hyper shot, shit's really slow. You can like just groove through everything here. And it gets scary right here, but the hyper is about to die. And now how do we build our hyper back? You build it off these. We start in the middle, move out. and you build hyper from like next to nothing. And now you have to get through these. They shoot a line and then they shoot a direct shot at you. I got tagged there, which was annoying, but you would sit up here with hyper, you do a shit ton of damage to it. And usually by now it's like one more like block down on the life bar. You look at whichever one of these are closer, so the left one is closer. So we're gonna end up moving to the right side so we have as much time as possible. We pop hyper. We move through the bullets to get rid of them. We just make sure not to get tagged by them. We wait till the mouth opens. We hold down with shot to get through them. We stay here, move. That beats the last one. And now, if you've done it right, you can kill this at this point. If you're lacking in damage, you spend a bomb. If you hit its shoulder, you build a shit ton of hyper. You build a shit ton of hyper. And then you go in here. So effectively, it's like a one bomb setup to get through Taisabachi. Let's see if I could do Hibachi correctly. We want the hyper early because we don't want to have to dodge the later end of this. We'll use the cancel to do so. Our entire goal is to build a hyper. It's totally fine if we die here or bomb. We just need to build a hyper for the next section where we can point blank Hibachi for a really long time. So you just do your best here. Okay, cool. We point blank. We move down because these are about to go out. Now we get up close to get hyper build up. Now we move out because this part's gonna be scary. It's gonna swap on us. We build hyper whenever it swaps again. We pop. We wait for a lane. We follow the lane while building hyper. And now here's the best part to get a shit ton of damage in. And now because of the hyper timing, it cancels like this. You can decide which, you can see which side the wall is on and then go to the other side. Here, we're gonna hyper at this point by the end of the wall. The blue bullets end, and now you're in hyper, point blank in Hibachi at the start. And now you're going into this with the hyper. So, like, we've used a theoretical one bomb to get to this point. And then you just do as best you can here. Yo, what up, Kirby? So this here is a demo. We just got through the Earl loop. We got mad lucky, but I fucked up Hibachi. So I'm showing kind of what the setup usually is supposed to look like. I found there's two ways to do this. You either follow the lane, you follow the red lane, and then move up and down to dodge the blue shots. Or you sit right here, where you have like a good way to move back and forth this way. And you're more getting around, you're macroing the blue shots, and then like microing, putting all your attention around the pink ones. And this way, this is how Seiryu did it. It looks terrifying, but you do one of those two ways, and you can last a decently long time in it. Well, speaking of Toho, we gotta... I want to do the Tohos next, because I started doing these two loops, because I thought these were impossible for the longest time. And then I'm figuring out that they were just like you don't need that much extra dodging ability. You just need a shit ton more routing ability, which routing is fine. Routing is like a time thing. I always worry about in runs of like, is it physically possible to do a thing? So like if you were to say a question of like, I want to become a chess grandmaster, it's entirely possible that that's like literally not possible for you. You are literally not capable of it. That's what I thought the two loops would be like. That even if I put a shit ton of practice, it wouldn't be possible. And even if I did, it would be like a year-long grind of grinding runs like every week. When I learned that like the routing solves all the problems, and then you just have to... Those small danger sections, you gotta like really practice a bunch. These got way less scary. They do take a long time. This one took me longest to route just because it's big, and it's 54 minutes. We paused kind of late because of the credits, and the first loop is a bit different from the second loop. Yeah, they're like all routing. Once I realized that, I think I noticed it because I went through... I saw a replay of DOJ, and seeing that like... If you just ignore the fact that there's shit tons of bullets on screen and just look at like what you literally are doing, then you're just like, oh, this section you're just tapping. Even if there was only singular bullets, it's the same exact thing. Even if we're playing Hisho Zombie, it's the same thing. Just and then it's like making it tight is what actually takes it a long time because you have to like be extra aware of things. You can't be like, okay, this section's fine. I'll just like kill everything there and then get to the one I actually have to memorize. The 2 loops, you have to memorize every second of it. That's why they take a while. But when you do, they're not so bad execution-wise. Oh shit, dude. Man. Only one. If you want, DOJ is shockingly not bad. Like, I thought that would be the hardest one. I found it easier than Dodonpachi. Dodonpachi Hong Kong 2-all. Oh, God. Plasmo said that. He's like, okay, now do Hong Kong. I'm like, no. That shit's so hard. DOJ is shockingly not bad. It's horrifying in its own ways, but it's really not too bad until 2-4 rails, and then 2-5. Spiders once said you don't need to dodge all the bullets. Yeah, just the ones that are gonna hit you. And then even like looking at which bullets are gonna hit you, like oh no, it's a massive stream of them, but it's the routing covers it. You just tap, tap, tap. You're not even thinking about it. That's why I can yap while playing this, because it's like I'm not making decisions. I'm just letting the route do everything, and then I could just watch myself play. You do have to lock back in when things fuck up though, and you have to actually dodge. Then you gotta like, oh shit, decision making mode. DOJ, play on PS4 EMU. Is PS4 EMU? Does that have good input delay? I thought about messing with that because it's got like all the good M2 ports, but I don't know if it's laggy or not. Like if you just do it in MAME or like RetroArch, then it's like perfect input delay. But yeah, the iframe on Hibachi, how did I do it? I had a system for it. I think I like, if you look at your hyper bar, so like, let's say you pop hyper, yeah, nerves are a thing. I've done a bunch of fighting game tournaments, and what I learned about nerves is that nerves never go away. But what you have to do is like, it doesn't matter. So like, if you have nerves, you can have them and they can be there, but you just keep doing what you're doing and you don't like alternate or like, because you're like panicking. You just do what you're doing. If you turn, I'm the kind of player who plays worse when I'm emotional. So if you play like, if I play robotic, so if there's a terrifying section and I'm scared, if you just try not thinking about it and just like doing what you think is how you get through it, it's not bad. Groovy Mister for lag seemed pretty good. Nerves a lot better over the years. Yeah, like experience helps out a shit ton. Well, it helps too if you have fewer sections where you go, uh-oh, I didn't practice that much. If you have sections where you're like you practiced it a bit, but you're not 100% on it, then you have to like, you're scared all the way up till that section, and then you get to that section and you're like, oh god. Perfect survive, man. Yeah, I got a lot of nerves doing, I was trying to no-miss Escaluda 2. And you can't no-miss the game without fighting the TLB midway through the game. I had so many nerves on like the TLB dodge. Because it's like you just gotta do it. Escaluda 2 was driving me crazy trying to no-miss that shit. I'm like, I'm thanking Christ not playing for score or for no-miss. It's too horrifying. Yeah, what you gotta do is not think about... You can't think about anything outside of the game. So if you think about, oh god, I'm at the hard section, I gotta make sure I do the hard section right. Do I remember how to do it? You're not like doing stuff on the game. You're thinking about stuff elsewhere. You have to just like look and then like freeze up those nerves. Oh. Yo, good shit, Somersault. Those are banger trio of games. I really like those three. Gluta 2 and come back out of spite. One moment. Hey, dude, that shit is That shit is hard. You know of what's it called? You know fucking the final boss, the flower patterns that you have to be up in. I lost 3 runs to that shit. You beat Shin Saseri, and then you get to there and just get blown up, driving me up the wall. I have a picture of me like flipping off the screen after I beat that shit. Oh my god, that shit is so random and asshole. That stuff is horrifying. Yeah, it is not good. You have to like, and it's so hard to, you can't make a snap dodge there because if you move to the, like if it gets out of whack, then you can't get to the other one in time. Or like, man, I have so many complaints about that pattern. It ended 3 of my runs when the rest of that fight is like fine. Yeah, the green clones, those shit would ram you. Good god. That shit is mean. You want to go for a 2-all after Futari God? Hell yeah. Futari God I gotta work on. I keep flip-flopping between if I want a consistent route to get to the TLB or if I want to actually score the game. You get nerves when you go for perfect plays in DJ Max, but not like 99.8. Yeah, dude, I can't fucking imagine rhythm game 100% accuracies. That shit is beyond me. It's unbelievable how like insane those are. And since they're so high execution constantly, it's like it's so easy for Tiny Shake to have that be a problem. Runs die to the clones. Yeah, fuck the clones. Those are so bad. Those clones are so mean. So, oh yeah, I was talking about Touhou. So, I started with Touhou just doing normal modes, and then I didn't do anything else because I thought shit was too hard. I thought that arcade games were not like 1cc'able. I thought that that was just a thing that like really, really good people would do. And then I look at like Touhou Lunatic, like, whoa, those guys are, you have to be like a special kind of player to attempt that kind of thing. I've ended up learning that basically I got routes from Touhou 6 to Touhou 20 that all just annihilate the game. What I mean by that is they cheese the living fuck out of it, kind of like we did this game. You know how we resourced out every boss in this game? Touhou games have that shit in like drives. Even the really hard Touhou games are fucking easy. If you don't care about like a decent score or like capturing shit. Like Touhou 15 goes from one of the hardest to like one of the meanest ones. So as one player uses the resource. That's why when you see the survival World Cups, they have like immense punishments for bombing. Like I think bombing is like a -2 in points. And a death is like a -1. Because it's like the difference between no miss, no bombing, like Touhou 7, and no missing Touhou 7 is like unbelievably different. Practice with stricter judgment. That's like the whole putting training weights on and then ripping them off. That's not a bad idea. Do that for fighting game tournaments because they all play on like console. You would set your delay even if you're on PC, like up a frame, so you're used to shitter response time. And then if they have particularly good setups there, then it feels extra good. Yeah, bomb button annihilates Lunatic. I'm stoked to try that because I'm less a fan of hard runs as much as I'm a fan of like creative runs. So runs that dismantle a game in a way. So like stuff like this. It is far more impressive to dodge the bosses without resources here, but using the resources to just annihilate sections is really interesting to me. And so while it's like less impressive, it's more interesting for me to do. So whenever we do Touhous, that's what I want to do. I got Touhou 6 set up. Does Tekken have input delay on console? It has, compared to PC, it's like a frame or two worse. So when you go, like PC feels way better. But all the tournaments you do will be on console, so you need to be ready for that. Otherwise, your like throw techs are gonna be shitter. Your like fuzzy timings are all gonna be bad. Get a perfect clear of each. Oh, that's sick as fuck. Do you have those uploaded? Dude, boss 5, I can't imagine. Do you have those uploaded? That would be sick to check out sometime. I can't even imagine. There's so many of these bosses are psychotic without. You have that? Hell yeah. I'm gonna super check that out because I'm like, these bosses are not okay when you're not like using hyper and like holding shot to like slow it down. A great route is also more useful for guides because you can't. No, here you just do. Yeah, that's a conundrum I run into. I have a conundrum whenever I'm like learning like a game to make the guide for. I don't want to have a run as a demonstration that's like a, okay, I'm trying to do all this and oop, I got hit, and oop, I got hit. It's less of like, it's good because like people who don't know, like who want to see how you fix things when things go wrong, that's cool. But like, I want that's why I tried going for no misses, because I want the guide videos to be like, okay, this for sure I know is like working. And then like the planted bombs, and I want to use less bombs in the guide videos. So it's open to be like, follow this route. And if you have to bomb like this section, you absolutely can. We don't need those like planned bombs. It might be better now. When it first came out on PS5, it was pretty bad. There's been like patches since. It's if you don't notice it, it's really just like a frame or two worse. It's not like Street Fighter 5 like 8-frame delay, but like it's just a thing to get used to if you only play on like PC. Boss 1 was free, yeah. 2 was second hardest. 2 is fucked up. 2 that like last part of the first phase seems insane. 3, I can imagine you get through the second phase with some luck, and then have to dodge that ending part of that. 4 was a meme, yeah. 5, dude, I fucking hate the stage 5 boss. I thought it would be like both the first loop and the second loop stage 5 boss are like really annoying in their own ways in this game. And like the DFK one, the Black Label one, is annoying in its own way. Alright. So I was expecting for this to go a lot longer, so you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna actually try an emote run. We're gonna do an emote run. Let me push this to the side. So the thing with emote is there's no life requirement. You just have to pick up like 30 out of 45 Bs. Good luck on... Yeah, I was expecting this to be a grind. This should have been how Dodonpachi should have been. In Dodonpachi, I died frames before killing it. I was like, fuck. It could have been a first try. You rage quit Strikers 2 for a bit, 8-bot. Yeah. Is that the... I think I know which one that is. Let's go Ketsui. Oh, man. We'll do Ketsui emote eventually. Unfortunately, we're doing emote of this. Ketsui emote, shockingly not bad. We're gonna try for this. So there are some differences. Alright, let me find some text. Oh, they're like, don't come in, and it's like, this isn't the early hibachi. No hibachi. Are cleared. It occurred to me that I don't know how to use OBS. Now, harder. Oh shit! I didn't think about that. I haven't lapped out those at all. So for Black Label playing B Bomb, I specifically didn't hit the requirement on purpose to do emote for the first 4 bosses because they're easier, and then at least in the Black Label, and then getting back on Earl Loop for stage 5. I don't know what's gonna be like here. So I have just peeked at what emote's like, but should be not bad. So big difference with the emote. Things are pretty similar. However, helicopters that shoot a spread of 3 aimed at you now only shoot 1. I want to say the revenge bullets are slightly less annoying. I could be wrong. And you have to fight the emote bosses. You only have to fight Golden Disaster. You do not have to fight Hibachi, which means there's no resource check in the game. Getting emote is painfully easy compared to Ura. Because you have to get like 35 or 30 out of 45 Bs. No life requirement. You just have to reach one of the requirements, and getting the Bs is whatever. So we're gonna try it out. So what's nice about that, we can be hit now. We can lose like 3 lives in this first loop, and it's still like a clear run, maybe. I guess that means, do we have to stay in the Amote route for the whole time? Maybe? Alright, here's the plan. We're gonna do the Ura mid-bosses, and then I'm gonna drop a B somewhere. So here's the strat. So we're still gonna get the Ura ones, because I know how to do them. I know I said we could get hit a bunch, but fuck it. This already took more attempts than the Ura loop. Already, right now, we're on our second run. I'm actually really bad at this starting section. I thought we were gonna reset here a shit ton. We're on a quest to find the most inconsequential B to get. I think I messed this up. I think the tank ran over the silo. I think, so we'll know right now. We will know. Do we teleport? We did. We did it somehow. So we're still gonna get these for here, but then I'm gonna... I need to do that earlier. Oh, we're back to glorious Loop 1 Revenge Bullets. Or, Hyper Bullets. Where the rank will reset every time, so you can just cancel everything. No Revenge Bullets to think about. The Revenge Bullets are really nasty. Once, I found as long as just you kill shit fast, though, and they don't have time to shoot too much, here's what we're gonna do. This is the B we're gonna skip. There's a B on the highway. Because we missed that B, even though we're on the Ura loop, the Ura routing for the Ura mid-bosses in the mid-sections, we now can no longer Ura loop now. I dropped a B. I'm gonna try for fun. I'm gonna try the scoring shit. I don't know how to set it up on this boss. I just assume that once we're out of hyper, we'll just hyper it again. When's a good time for that? Maybe now. I'll show you what you do for scoring runs is you do something like that because your hyper rank resets going into the next stage. Our hyper rank went up 1 by using that hyper. Then, because we completed the stage, it goes down to 0. So now, even though we have a hyper here, it doesn't contribute to the hyper rank on the next stage. So we have this free hyper. I'm just gonna ignore that B up there. One of my very first runs I ever tried to learn as a new player was the scoring run of this game. And I never made it past this stage. Because I would always I'd always fuck up like hyper buildup in some way or drop a chain somewhere. Like I dropped a chain right there. I wasn't thinking. You do have to think, while the chaining isn't nearly as tight as like a DOJ or a DDP, the first loop you have to think about it a lot. A lot of times you'll just accidentally chain on the second loop. We'll just do this. Snag that for meter. I guess first loop you're supposed to like, whenever you have a low hyper rank, you would just be doing this shit. And just like building up as much hit count as you can. Basically, if you're actually scoring this section, you do the tank strategy, where you keep the tank alive so it shoots those lasers you farm hits off of. You can get to like 9k hits doing that if you don't mess up anything else. I gave up on scoring a lot of stuff because you'd always have a run that's like perfectly good, but then it's like, whoops, I like unoptimized one section of a stage. Now I'm like in peril. Now the run is like effectively just throw it away. I can't handle that. I'm not a grinder who could be doing that. I don't like grinding games because I find the learning process is the funnest part of learning a game. The grinding execution is the most miserable, and the second most miserable is actually doing the runs. We have a bomb. I guess we could use this. There's no bomb requirement. I guess we'll just use it now. We made it to the 3, so 1, 2... Oh, we skipped 1. Whoop. Yo, what up, Wes? Yo, Wes, we got it on our first go. We got it on our first go because you have so many resources in the loop that if you don't fuck up the requirement to get into the loop, you're pretty much guaranteed a clear if you've routed it. So we got our Ura, and now we're just fucking around with the multi to see what's different. How often do you try to learn without reference runs? Never. I really like reference runs. All of my learning is always side by side, going moment to moment with the reference one. Yeah, it would have been like a billion more attempts if getting into the next stage. If getting into the next loop, if I kept fucking up that, because you can't be hit more than twice, so you have to have a fairly tight first loop, even though we just got lucky on the last boss because I fucked it up. I should have like chain died there. Yeah, I want to make a video that's like, how do you learn really fast? It's basically just copy pasting, not actually, but like the full extent of the jam. That's where I learned to just like replay copy. But I want to make a video. I've done a few streams. If you look at our Saikyo streams or the Mushihime streams, for a couple of them, we've done a few streams where I show like the process from start to finish. So we like, for example, we got through Dragon Blaze in like 4 hours from start to finish. And that's not because I was able to learn quickly or I was like good at Saikyo games. The reason that was fast was because if you just save state by another replay and you vet a replay that's very specifically designed for consistency, as soon as you found the replay, you're set. You just copy that shit and you learn psycho fast. I want to make a video on it, even though I know a lot of people like making a fighting game comparison. There are people who sit in training mode all day, and then there's people who never go in training mode and want to like grind runs, and then there's a bunch of in-between areas, of course. I'm the kind of person who I sit in training mode all day. So for me, like routing with the replay side by side is my favorite. So now you've gotten through everything in DDP. We've gotten a clear of one version of everything so far. So the things that are missing are more ranges of this game, which I'm not too concerned about. Any novice modes of this game. But the actual games I'm missing now are Beast Storm, which I have a replay lined up for. We'll learn that eventually. And then White Label, which I'll never tackle. I don't think I'll ever do White Label unless I've exhausted everything else, to be honest. With that, you just play. It's a good balance of both of those though, with the. Because if you have your routing brain and shmups, and then you go over and have your routing brain in fighting games, here's what you kind of do if you don't want to spend hyper, by the way. As long as you kill the side turrets, it makes that easier. But if you have like routing brain in both, then it's like it's too much. It's too tiring. I forgot what I'm doing. Oh, I could have used that. Stuck in Bushin, not for long. I mean, blue ranks are really fucking hard to get out of in that. Because of how, like, you then have to memo, like, so many situations. But, I have that with fighting games, so I'm doing full consistency. Like, I've just copy-pasted somebody's replay. Which in this case is Seiryu, which is why this run was so good. because it's fucking Seryu, the god. I don't like to adapt in a shmup. I want to not think. I want to learn the route and then have it just work. I'm pretty happy with my ability to adapt to people in fighting games, but I don't like using that part of my brain in these games at all. I hate adapting in shmups because it means it's inconsistent. Come join the Mushi Club. I'll join the Mushi God Club. The Mushi God Club, if you're not playing for scores, basically peering through and window shopping. They're like, hey, check out all these dudes playing 1.01 Ultra or just normal Ultra. I'm like, hi guys, can I join? I'm a god survival player. Too lazy to lap punish it. Yeah, I still Mishima Flash Punch. I rarely launch punish. I only launch punish it when I take a huge break from a game. And then somehow I can punish it now. Yeah, I really like God mode. I have a feeling though, I have a real conundrum with it though. Cause the survival routing that I found is so goddamn good and consistent. But I also really love the scoring in the game. So I really want to learn to score, but I don't want it to turn into like, I don't want it to take triple the amount of time. I was supposed to hyper at some point. I don't want it to take triple the amount of time. So I'm thinking about going back to it, but then I'm like, but I want to score. What I keep telling myself is that the survival run does do a lot of 30Ks. If you score God mode, what ends up happening is you do a lot of, instead of getting the flashy gold 30Ks, a lot of the time the optimal shit to do is to, like, hit it, do a section when you're at, like, 25K. Like, you would rather have a 25K and, like, a 30K than a 30K and then, like, nothing for a while, obviously. But it's less satisfying than seeing, like, golden numbers. So I might just go back to doing a survival run that just always guarantees stupid gold numbers because they're funny and satisfying. Yeah, God scoring seems... I wouldn't be doing the... I don't know who the top dog is. I know Icarus has a replay of, like, the top dog doing shit. I found a replay. It's probably... It's like a 4-year-old replay, I think. It's somebody on the Shmup Wiki who hits, like, a 4.5 mil, which scores enough while also surviving good, but it also scores a lot, like, pretty intensely. So I can't decide between copying that route, because it's like a pretty solid score, like 4.5 I'll take. But, like, the consistency run is so good. And imagine the video title of, like, how to safely 1cc Mushi God mode is a really funny video title. And it's true because they're, like, survival shit cover it. Have you tried hitting a score target? I'm around 50 mil in Escalita 1. I play Callus Cups around for score whenever those happen. But other than that, I just am the type of person to move on to other games. I don't like grinding the same shit. This is an oddly chill first loop now that we've done the... Now that we don't have to worry about bees or being hit, I could just hang out. Going for... I'm trying to see how much... I could do this whole section blind. Actually, I can't. Over by my chat's OBS window, so I'm cheating. Tackle Pro Gear? Fuck, I need to do Pro Gear. I have a... Fuku-chan has a Pro Gear route if I wanted to do survival, which has some really cool ways to handle, like, Stage 4, where you get a shit ton of score without, like, ever unlocking your ship. You just let all the diamonds rain on you for, like, a minute type of shit. But for two-loop stuff, two-loop is interesting for Pro Gear. Because, like, I'd have to actually learn how to score. To score the first loop. I never was able to figure out how to do the... whatever you call the ripple chaining thing at the end of the first stage. I never figured that shit out. or other stuff in general. It came up in Callus Cup. I got a 16 mil of the first loop when it came up in Callus Cup. Mariscan had like a relatively safe and like decently scoring run for like that, for just like getting through with decent score. So I stole that and it got like 16 mil in pro gear, and it didn't take too long to learn. I don't know how long it would take to get like a 32. Actually, the real game I'm looking, yeah, Akai Katana. So I found this sick-ass route on Nico Nico for Akai Katana that scores vaguely decently, but places the shards, your katanas, in really good spots for survival. So that's the one I'm gonna copy. It's really cool. It's one that hits a TLB. Ugh. You're just settling for one bill if you get it. Yeah, the one bill is where the survival for Futari God mode, the one bill is about where it hits. Second loop isn't that bad, just involves a lot of routing. Yeah, a lot of routing's fine. I'm more scared of the first loop, just trying to score it. I'll have to watch your replays more. I could decide on using the spread shot chip or the one everybody else usually does. In any versus shmup. Have you played Yo, if you wanna... Oh, we need to not go there. Fuck, what's the true fighting game shmup called? What's it called? It's the one where one player plays as the boss and you rotate off. It's not Carrier Air Wing, that's the Capcom game, but it's in that like naming scheme. It's like a late 90s shmup. One player plays as the boss, the other one plays, it feels kind of like Raiden Fighter-y. Oh, I'm gonna lose my mind, I can't remember what it's called. What is it called? I think it starts with A. It's in the same intonation as Carrier Air Wing. Change Airblade. Yeah, that's it. I always forget those two. If you want a cool-ass versus shmup, that's like a fucking sick-ass one. That's like different from the usual like a Twinkle Star Sprites approach. We were at one of our fighting game tournaments. Yeah, if you haven't heard of it, go check it. It's cool. I think Actane has a video on it. Or one of his videos talks about it. I'm trying to... I think, so Actane uploads a lot of those, like, rating games by year videos. The year that has Change Airblade, they talk about that one a lot. It's super fucking cool. It's even cool for the 1cc. I need to try it at some point. I was supposed to hyper at some point. I was gonna talk about something, I forgot about it. I have no attention span. Change Airblade. Oh, I was supposed to. Let's do our Loop 2 strat, I guess. I got so lucky here on Loop. Maybe we got clipped here in Loop 2. I think we dodged it. I don't remember. I completely blanked. Anyway, Change Airblade's shockingly cool. There's our first hit, even though the hits don't matter for a multi-loop. We'll get a bomb at the end of here anyway. But let's see. I really like this section a lot. It feels really good. Just wait for the second one. Go down and around. You follow the lane of these, and then you sneak out. You have to be on the side a little bit here. I could have... I messed it up a bit, so we have to do unnecessary dodging. Wait. Oh, that's what I was going to talk about. Fighting game tournaments, they sometimes do random fighting game shit. Well, they'll throw, like, randomly, they'll be like, everybody's playing the first Guilty Gear. Like, the very first one. Or, like, we're all playing VSAB now. Or we're all playing, like, any fighter you've seen in, like, a Sajam video or something. Some random-ass game. Toho, oh, God. Toho, the Toho versus game came up, I think. One of our Tekken guys who's really good at Tekken. For a bit, he had like the Ran world record in Toho 7. That's the extra stage, not Yukari. But Ran, which is pretty sick. You never wanted to learn that section? After the... I learned the... I showed it better in the Ura route. But in my Ura one, I showed how you actually do that section properly. Like that section in That section, I think I did it right. It basically... There's like a notch on one of the background elements. And if you follow that notch, you just hold right the entire time, and it dodges everything. It dodges everything. I'm so off en route. Let's see how we can fix this. Alright, we're back on route. It's a planned bomb. See, this is why the Amote especially is nice. Because it's like, all of these hits would have ended the run, just a single one of them. I would have reset Dodonpachi on. Let's see if we can actually do this. Nope, we can't. I'm playing extremely loose because I'm not particularly... There's no requirement and there's no hibachi in this loop. So shit don't matter. I want to see if we can get to... Let's try hypering here, see what happens. Yeah, you can switch the music if you prefer like a Black Label soundtrack or something. We do need to build hypers somewhere. Alright, check out, this is what happens if we can't deal with the cannons. This isn't too bad, loop 1. This was terrifying to do in Black Label. I don't know how to deal with this, though. I think the next hard game I'm gonna do, I want to balance like a more approachable game to do the guide videos on. And then a hard-ass game. Ooh, I blinked. The next hard one I want to do is Toho 6. I want to do Lunatic. I want to have a Lunatic under my belt. This boss is less stressful knowing that we can be hit and it's fine. I'll try to pay more attention. I've been getting hit all in that stage because we're kind of just chilling. I'll see if I could do the setup correctly. That's pretty good. You basically want to point blank this guy before that pattern happens because it's really scary. You just have to dodge one of these and then we're going to build hyper on the second set of grenades. And by now it should die. You need to commit up there. You can point blank a little bit because for some reason the first bullets that come out are auto-cancelled. This part I was worried about getting into the Ura loop or whatever. Anyway, that's how it's supposed to go. What? I like the Black Label music more. Yeah, for the laser wheels, the Ura run we did, there's like a notch on like one of the background elements where the B is that you pick up, the bottom B. You like hold right the entire time and you have to... Everything is fixed from that point. So you're basically just like following an established path and you automatically dodge... You automatically dodge a lot of stuff. Is Mushi Mix in this? I've seen that soundtrack on YouTube. I haven't seen it in here. Anyway, we should be in Amote now. So you see now he's all red. If Longhina is all red and he's not like clear with lightning, then Mushi Mix. It's like they arranged a bunch of tracks. If you check out on YouTube, a bunch of them. Oh wait, am I tripping? Is Mushi Mix a different thing? Is that like a program or is that like the arranges? I could be mixing stuff up. Okay, yeah, then I don't know what I'm talking about. I found a... Oh, I know what I was talking about. There's a... It's a Mushi and a SDOJ arranged track. That's the one I was thinking of. I'll have to look at Mushi Mix then. I didn't know that was a thing. They have a thing like that for Tekken Jackbox, or yeah, Jackbox, where you just put whatever you want in. All right, I haven't done any of these Omote bosses before. I've done them in Black Label, but we're just gonna be raw dogging them and seeing what happens. Why aren't you dead yet? Oh God! Yeah, I think I was hitting a laser, so instead of hitting the boss, I just wasn't doing any damage. I think that's what was happening. The bees are in different places, so like there's a bee on the top right here. That bee isn't. It's somewhere. It's like right here. This bee is not there before. We're gonna see all the second half. See all the emote differences. We're gonna see how many of my setups for the route work for this. So if you hold shot here, this is what makes this pattern easier. I should have been holding laser there. So we gotta dodge this ending bit for some time, but it's pretty easy. It's cool to have one in Project M. You can fit a ton of shit in that type of game. All right, we need to make 5 million points somewhere. We are 5 million behind. We're probably just gonna make all of them on stage 5. I thought about making like a one-loop survival guide for this game, but I don't think my route I'm using right now is good for that, because the route I'm using is not geared towards making the game as easy as possible. It's geared for getting through the first loop no miss, which means you do have to do some of the harder bits. Like if you did a guide for making it as easy as possible, there's a bunch of places you would just hyper. Or like have a planned bomb somewhere that could cover multiple hard parts. So I might relearn the game and hunt down replays that like try to make it as brain dead as possible. Use the double arranged tracks. Is that what I was thinking of like the 2-game ones? Most of this is the same as Loop, but the helicopters are throwing me off a lot. The helicopters are very different. Are the revenge bullets less scary? Look, usually the revenge bullets here are horrifying, but here they're totally fine. I'm trying not to hit this bee right here so I can get it while it's green. I used to go grab this bee up here fast, but then I'd be in a bad position to cancel these without the revenge bullets causing problems. I found you just go down and around the lasers and you're fine. Yeah, I can't put my finger on what makes this easier, but this makes it... Mushi and Futari ranges? I need to go check those. No bestial beat. You're speaking of what do you call them? Ranges. There's some banger ones in the S-Braid. In Psy. Like a... like a Gara has like a banger-ass theme. It's so much better than the normal boss theme, which is already really good. This could be bad. Oh, we're good. Alright, I think the Revenge Bullet rank isn't as cranked as high in this. Maybe your rank resets in between stages like the first loop. Yeah, the Atomic Mix version. Like, the Gar one is incredible. The TLB, the second part for the TLB is incredible. It's just a shame that it doesn't play for the whole fight. The school theme is awesome. Yusuke's theme. Alright, how do we get some score? We're hard stuck 5 mil. We're gonna beat the game 2 loops without ever getting the scoring extent. I kinda can score this one. Let me try to actually score this stage. I'm like not very good at it and it's bad, but it's doable. We're just gonna drop it here on purpose. Oh wait, no, we're in the second loop. I don't know how to score the second loop. Fuck. I was doing my first loop routing. Whatever. I don't get to try out the cool dodges to get through that section. Never mind. No scoring for us. Boring ass survival. Have you died yet? Yeah. I died somewhere. We're gonna get an extra life on this stage and then potentially a scoring extend somewhere, although that's looking bleak. My score is so bad we can't score while playing the game twice over. Let me out. At these... Alright, here we're holding shot to lag the game. It breaks your combo, so you gotta learn to dodge this or hyper this if you don't. It's fun playing this while not stressing over requirements or anything. You're just kind of doing shit. Okay, look at these revenge bullets. I think your rank resets in between stages. Look at this. This is like loop 1. I think a multi... If you ignore the... Oh, how do we deal with this boss? This boss drove me crazy in Black Label. I couldn't beat it in Black Label consistently. Oh, God. Holy shit. What the fuck? I don't think I've ever dodged in between the twin bullets before. That was way scarier than Black Label. How do we get through here? This is another thing you have to do in Black Label. You get a lot of these things. If you do the other loop, or you do the Ura route, you don't have to deal with those really. All right, we're behind. We're just gonna hold laser starting here. One wave of those is all we have to sidestep, I think. Those feel like they shot less. There's one tank here I have to hit. It made us kind of slow down, but it's fine. We want to kill all of these. We're getting lucky. You know what's weird? Before learning this stage, I thought this stage didn't look very good because it was just a bunch of nonsense. Like, I felt like it was just a bunch of shit on it. But now that after routing it and getting the layout and playing the other DDP games so you get the references and, like you do when you do Ura and you're flying around it and everything, I really like this one. And I love anything that's above a big city. It's the same thing with the DOJ Stage 4. Before, like, really learning DOJ Stage 4, I thought it was really ugly. Like, a reason to not play the game. And, it flipped from that. Same thing with Mushi Stage 3. Original Mushi. I needed to use shot earlier. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, that's not fine. Alright, are you ready? We gotta do crazy dodges now. Oh, what the fuck? We live! What the shit was that? That is the dumbest dodge I've ever done in my whole life. Oh god, help me. Somebody check the PC. I think I turned my invuln on. It's like that one time we did Batsugun and we had invuln on the whole time without realizing. Dude, we even dodged the second half with the pattern. We dodged the second half too at the very end. You want to learn how to clear the emote loop, you gotta learn dodges like that. Dear God. If you want to see how you actually do this game, yeah, I'm hella gonna do that. Put that as a short. That's the stupidest thing I think I've ever done. Now we have to actually clear though, so it's legit. I'm gonna try what you're actually supposed to do here, which is sneak around. Because if you hyper here, these guys are harder. It doesn't matter because they're easier on this loop. How do you dodge this normal? That's fine, we have time. See, if you kill him normally without hyper or like delaying the kill, you drop your combo on these guys. Chaining in this game isn't as bad as like a DDP or a DOJ. We have to dodge for time because I didn't point blank. But, these are gonna be weird. They're slightly different. Nah, this is fine. Alright, I don't 100% understand the logic on this part. But we use shot and delay, the lasers come in, we get around you guys. Like this part, ah! I went too early. How do we fix this? We start here. This is where I probably am relative to if we didn't fuck up. Oh, never mind, we got this lap. Okay, this is what I did in Black Label. You had point blank for a bit, and now what? This is more dense, but it... Ah! Wait, we have slowdown, this is fine. We could do this. This is a cool one. Ah, that was easy. That's way... Keep messing up with the routes to do force shit. That's what the plan is for this. This loop is lenient enough that we could just fuck around. I say that, I mean like, we've already learned like the Ura route, which is really similar. And because there's no resource check, we have rooms to die like 4 times. Yeah, I like this. I actually like the Black Label version of this track the most because it takes like 2 minutes for the vocals to come in. Like at this point here, and it's sick as fuck or something. This is the kind of shit you don't want to have to be forced to do in a route. That's why I like route things. Try to route them as extremely tightly as possible so you're not forced to do stupid shit. But now we can do stupid shit. It's beautiful. Actually, we might not be able to do stupid shit. Look at our score. We're at like 6.5 mil. I need to not drop this combo. Let me use a hyper here. I need some meter. Usually hypering here is suicide because these all shoot revenge bullets, but because our hyper rank's down and because we died, I think that's the difference between this and the Ura loop. Is having your hyper rank not reset in the Ura loop is such a huge deal. Because now you're like, first 2 hypers just cancel everything like the first one. Ah, I tried to save it. I saved my minuscule 1k combo. Yeah, state. Yeah, Black Label final stage I like a lot. We have a free bomb to use here. Hey, we're getting close to scoring extend. We're at 2-4. We're at 2-4. We're 3/4 of the way to a scoring extend. This might be the lowest scoring multi route on the internet if we can make it happen. What should we do here? I guess I'll hyper. Okay, we need to build hyper. That might not have been far enough. You need to bait this off screen because otherwise it shoots shit at you. The bomb went off screen. I could have bombed earlier. Oh, what was I doing? Wait, here's the tech. Oh, I didn't know that. You can shoot the... No! You can shoot the satellites and they won't damage her? Oh my god, if I knew that earlier. Here's your first loop setup. That makes this part harder. But at least it'll guarantee that this shit dies here. Probably, maybe. Hopefully. Do a low score? The 0 score runs of games are pretty cool. Alright, we have 4, maybe 5 left. Dude, the coolest run would be trying to beat this game without hitting any scoring extend. Or the 10 mil scoring extend. It would be impossible to not hit the 1 million one. But like a no extend play would be funny. I saw some Toho games that have a... They're called like maximum extend runs. Where they get the maximum amount of possible lives. So like for example in Toho 15, you can get like 18 or something like that. I don't remember. That part seemed easier. I don't... Oh wait, we have a proper hyper here. Look, no revenge bullets. Nothing can... Ah, shit. I didn't see the laser. I wonder if our first loop tech will work here. Actually, once this dies, we gotta do shot. Oh. I wanted to do something cool. Alright, we'll actually do the rest of this stage. We'll actually do this rest of the stage how you're supposed to do it. Oh no. Oh no, I don't know how to do laser wheels on this loop. On a mote. What the fuck? This thing I wanted to... Somehow my best clear of a black label somehow got this boss blind, and I got lucky enough to clear it. Oh, let's just hyper here. Alright, what do we do here? What do we do? I don't even know. Whoa, we're going left. Do we just hug the left? Look how low our hyper rank is. Maybe sometime I'll do a, like... I bet a no-miss of a multi-loop is hella doable. Oh, we gotta do it again! We're back. We're back to now where we're supposed to be. This is the end of that escalator. Whatever the fuck. If, where are the bees? There's no bees. You get less bees if you do that. Oh god, where are we? This is the last one. Alright, we go up here. We need to kill this building. Alright, now we're back to normal gaming. So we wait for 3. We wait for this to go green. And now we dodge the red. We need to get through the pink bullets, which go in waves. You wait for the wave to break, and then you move. Everything else gets dodged automatically. That's how you get through that section fine. Did I hyper late? We want to hug this one. You hug this and go around it, and you're immune to any angles those tanks on the left can hit. It's pretty sweet. This is one of my favorite moments of the game. Let me see if I could do it correctly. Right here. So we dodge through this, and now we go far here. We get ourselves into this exact lane. And you use shots so you don't create bullets from the lasers. And it sets that up for you. It's so cool. Oh, I went the wrong way. We fixed it. Watch out for that pink one. Now we need to go up. This is like the hardest part to do without bombing. We somehow got it in our Ura one. This part's scary in the Ura because of these revenge bullets, but since the revenge bullets are tame here, we don't have to worry about them. Maybe we do. These shoot so fast you can't cancel them. Okay, now we're fine. There's a chance this run could not clear. We have 0 score. I want to get a run though that just doesn't hit the fucking second scoring extent. Okay, we wait till we can go in on this one. And now we go in here. We line ourselves up by the B as like a little notch. That's right here. Now we just dodge pink. We automatically dodge the wheel. Now we follow the red. It looks really scary right there, but because that is like static, it's the same dodge every time. So once you can dodge it once, you could dodge it every time. Oh, fuck. I don't know how to do this, boss. I don't even know what you do. We're just gonna hold shot to slow things down. I can't imagine dodging this normal speed. There's probably like a... This is lasting a long time. Alright, now what? What do you have in store? Is this it? Did we accidentally run into the strat? Yeah! That was not bad. That was way easier than the Ura one. These guys are fun. You can freeform them. They're not too bad. Almost died. Okay. Now we're back to shit I can actually know. Right as I don't have hyper. Now I have hyper. I just ran up and then hit an empty button. Alright, we're baiting. We're now reached a hyper rank where this is closer to the Ura route. The difference is the helicopters are still... That needs to die. We got up here kind of late, but it doesn't matter. I want to peep chat, but the stage is like 2 stages in one. I really like that they play the boss music on the mid-boss to like bait you, which is pretty funny. That one's not too bad because it's easier than the first loop one because you have so much slowdown. Do I have hyper? I do. You can either kill these or you get hyper along here. We're getting hyper because I don't know what's up. Ah, this looks scary. I got clipped there once, so now I always think about I could probably get clipped there again. Yeah. I did practice using hyper here, but if you get up here fast, I messed up. You have to let go of shot in between two of them, the lasers. That's how you could guarantee you don't get hit by the Zakos, but it's also scary. We sit in the middle here, it cancels some bullets. We could still lose the... I think we are not going to get the extend, which is super funny. Okay, after these are done, you get this full grunt. What a dumb shit on final stage? That's the worst. Okay, can I do this boss correctly? This is my least favorite part of the game because the setup is weird. I need to learn a different setup if we were going to be doing more attempts. Luckily, we got lucky. It's because of this shit. I think we want to bomb earlier. Ah, that's still not good. It's not good. Hold. Okay, this is fine. Now... Die. This is the setup. We wait till she gets in the middle. I did a bit early. Now we don't get hit, and then our setup is perfect. This is what I actually wanted to do. Second attack. Yeah, I like the second attack on the first loop, but that one there, I hate second loop. You dislike the side-scrolling sections. Yeah, I guess they put a bunch in. I kind of like them. Like, Escaluda does those really well. Escaluda 2. These ones definitely, like, go around everywhere, though. Death Smiles 2. I need to try that at some point. Make use out of the actual 16x9 we got on that. Anyway, here's Taisabachi. Yes, we're gonna get a no extend. No second extend clear, maybe. So instead of Hibachi, we just have to be Taisabachi. Taisabachi, if you set it up correctly, only needs one bomb. Assuming nothing goes wrong. For reference, DDP needs 4 bombs. DOJ needs your soul. Dodonpachi needs a few. I like Futari's side-scrolling. I didn't like it before I learned it, and then I loved it after I learned it. I need gauge. Okay, we got it. I'm gonna greed for laser here. So this cancel here happens fine. We need to be in the middle. I tried to laser there because I'm not as good at getting damage in later in the fight. Because of the shot slowdown, we're gonna actually sneak through you guys. Okay, we're gonna start from the middle and then push outwards so we don't get hit by the bullets, but we're constantly point blanking these. You get hyper. Now we just have to dodge these guys for a little bit. Okay, see, this is the damage you're supposed to do, man. Oh, don't hit me. Almost got tagged by that. We look to whichever side it's going to. So this is the left side. See, the closest one to us is the one on the right side. If we do this here, we have enough time to hyper. Do we have hyper? We do. We get up to the other side. We use our invuln to try to cut out some bullets, and now we have to dodge remaining blue ones. Now we can point blank. Wait for the mouth to open. We move. I move too soon. The cancel will stop this here. Oh, we got so close to no missing the DLV. We got close. That's kind of the ideal situation for that. And then if you're going into the Ura loop, you're set up into Hibachi there with Hyper, and then you could do the Hibachi setup. If you do it right, you can get to Hibachi with no bombs. That's a perfect situation. You get the Hibachi with no bombs, and then 6 bombs is enough for you to clear that. Yeah, 2 lives left for Bonnet. Well, thanks for GG's. That was a funny run. I gotta look back at that 2-3 boss that somehow didn't hit us. That shit's pretty funny. That tiny hitbox. So, now I have a better grasp of Omote. Basically, the rank resets instead of carrying over in stages like Ura. That changes up everything. That changes everything. Like, the revenge bullets are such bastards in Ura. It's crazy. Like, learning to control those took a minute. If you look at our practice stream, I just would eat shit on those. I had no ideas going on. Well, I suspect also that Sea Strong might be a good ship. If you look at, like, it's around 8 months ago to a year, Asagami posted a Ura 2-all with CL. That's the one I was originally going to learn, but instead we learned, not this route. This route was me memeing. But the Ura one we learned from Seryu, the guy who beat Imbachi. He has 2 no-miss runs of this game. So it's insanely consistent. Yeah, Sea Strong is my favorite looking one. Yeah, the speed's a problem. Like 2-4 after the mid-boss is like shockingly hard on that ship. Even like 1-4 on that ship is hard. But a lot of stuff is also nice. Like the start of 2-3 is way easier since you can actually hit the mid-sized teleporting enemies and stuff like that. Oh man. Alright, we've collected... Wait. So this means we're free from 2 loops. The only 2 loop we don't have is White Label, which I'm not going to play. We've now killed... There's only a few Hibachis we haven't touched yet. So B-Storm Hibachi we still gotta clear. The arranges on this I don't really care for because we've already got 2 different Hibachis we've killed in this. I might fuck around with Novice to all of this because it might be a good... The difference between a Novice of this and like going into like a normal arcade cave 1-all is really hard. Like Novice Galuda 2 into Galuda 2 is fucking insane in difficulty jump. So I thought about it would be cool to have like a Novice 2-all to show like for somebody who's not ready for like the bitch ass games that steal all your time. What about Novice Expert SDOJ? I haven't messed with the Novice SDOJ. That's another option. You know what I do want to mess with? Expert SDOJ, now that they have the proper slowdown MAME thing with good lag. Do a expert one of that eventually. And I won't do it after this game because we just did this game. I'm kind of tired. It's taken a month to learn this shit. Zatsuza. Zatsuza's fucked up. It's Black Label in this game. To reach him, you have to no miss, no bomb the entire game. You can bomb twice. You cannot. You have to no miss the whole game. Except for no miss it, including Taisabachi. You have to no miss it. Which sounds like horrifying compared to this. But I suspect it might not be that horrifying. There's an Asagami guide video with A Strong that goes through it. And a lot of the sections I have a hard time on here are made easy in that. But other sections are harder in that one. SDOJ Expert is brutal. It seems brutal. It's DOJ second loop stuff feel kind of easy? Well, shit. Yeah. There's a... STM and somebody that's like a channel. They have a bunch of god runs. The one I stole their Galuda 2 route for. They posted a preliminary stage 1 to 4 of Expert in SDOJ using CEX, and it's pretty good consistency stuff. But they don't have the final stage. Took quite a long to learn stages by yourself. Dude, I can imagine. Yeah, I only look at strats. Death Label next. DOJ Death Label or Death Smiles Death Label? Need to do Death Smiles at some point. I picked up the actual good version of the game when it had instead of the older Steam one. Oh man, what do we play now? The next hard one for sure is gonna be Toho 6. The next one that I want to not take 800 years is probably Akai Katana. That's probably the one. If that takes a while, I might do like an R-type video because I know how to clear that. Coming up with stuff that felt much more complex than with the other DDP games. I imagine Dangan Fever Run, I would throw that into our hard category. Not like hard like in this sense, but hard in like... I want to do that one though. Asagami has a really good replay of that too. Which version? Shin. There's a TLB if you miss the game. And there's a shit ton of really good... hit us up with the beat 'em up. You know what I wanted to do? I wanted to do... I am far less experienced in beat 'em ups than in shmups. But I need to learn how beat 'em ups function. So I thought about doing that. I might stream King of Dragons sometime. I've almost cleared that with every class. But that's like an unusual... That one doesn't follow the Final Fight formula. I'm not very good at the Final Fight formula, so I need to play more of those. Like Violent Storm, I was learning that for a little bit. That game's cool as fuck. Dez has like a 6-all of that game. R-Type would be cool. I should do that at some point. If I'm like, it's been too long since I made a video and the games are taking too long to learn, I might just make an R-Type thing. Way, way, way before I ever made a shmup video, I had the idea of making an R-Type video that was just like, how hard is it to clear R-Type? Because R-Type was my first Gradius Syndrome game. So I didn't know if it'd be horrifying needing to no-miss a game, or if it would be cool. So I had the idea for this video for forever, but I never ended up doing it because making like scripted videos takes 100 years. All of my guide videos, they aren't scripted. I kind of just watch through the replay once and then gather what points I want to hit. And then I try yapping them out as fast as I can so I don't have to pause. Otherwise, I'd go insane. Scripted videos take way too long. Guys running out of cave games. It's actually the opposite. The 2-alls have slowed me down so much. I haven't touched the not standard shit. Don't know enough about beat 'em ups to know what routing one would look like. It's half routing, half knowing behavior. It's way more adapting, which means you don't need to route it as hard. But depending on the game, like if you play this whole background, this arcade, this is from a Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon fighting game, or beat 'em up, is like super routing. It's basically a shmup. You have to memo like everything in that, which is cool and not cool. I think it's cool. Still have the Yukawa games. Fuck. I need to dude, I learned like almost all of Garaga, and then I got distracted. I think a fighting game, I think like they're doing some Colorado regional, so I started grinding Tekken for that. And then I like forgot Garaga. And then I have a god route. This guy has been making for 10 years resources on Batrider. And really god routes. He has a shorty B run that like dismantles the whole game. I want to do a video on that. And it would be cool because the resources out there, there's an English Bornham run guide done by that same guy. There's Pearl's video, which is good and shows the Maria. I could do one with Shorty, and now we have like, you have 3 ships you could choose from. I kind of want to do Bornham because Bornham's sick as fuck in every single game he's in. But I feel weird about making an English guide off learning from another English guide. I'm like, it's just yoinking shit. Instead of like, at least with these, I'm like keeping at routes and then grabbing everything from them and then describing how you do them rather than just like taking somebody's guide and doing it. Pink Sweet's No Infinite Lives consistency guide. You don't need a consistency guide. What you need is to go to Plasmo's channel. He's got a no miss where he keeps it low rank until like cloud stage. It's a really cool run. I thought about doing that run. Mainly just having a plan for each fight, but being able to react and adjust. Yeah. They go learning to survive when things get out of hand. Like maybe a section you just sit on a wall and you're punch, and all the guys get locked down. Maybe like you get grabbed at some point, and now figuring out how to recover from now all the enemies are up and about. How do you put them back? There's cool shit like that. You tried to get a Pink Sweets clear, but it's weirdly hard. I've heard that. I've never tried it. I just hear about how it's like bizarre difficulty. Never played a Yagawa game. I suggest if you want to just dip your toes, try Batrider Novice Mode. It's just stage 1 through 5. You have to do 0 rank management, and it's cool. What ship were you using? I kept flip-flopping between Bornum and Golden Bat. Because the fucking... So Bornum makes stage 1 through 5 easier. Stage 1 through 4 easier. There's a God Bornum run, which I'm trying to steal from. It was on one of the... If you watch one of the Icarus commentaries where they went over 10 trillion Garaga runs, it was the first one on one of those. It's so good. But the problem is their run is kind of weird with the cloud stage on killing the battleships in time. But I figured out how you fix it. You just pick up an option there. You just get one homing option there. And, like, the rank doesn't go up. Like, there's low rank runs which get way less rank than that run with getting a homing option. But, the Golden Bat is, like, boss is so much easier. I might just do Bornum, because it's like, there's already good Golden Bat videos. One thing I can say, you shouldn't go too hard on rank control. On Pink Sweets, harder than it should be. Yeah, you get rank up because you cancel bullets, right? When you're, like, dropping your Pink Sweets bomber or whatever. So, like, it's like, cool, we'll not do that, but now we gotta dodge bullets. You're obligated to clear Garaga because you bought the port. It's scary. If you want a good video right now, look at Actane's channel, who showcased a dude playing Golden Bat low rank. Another video, I think Pearl did a video on, what's the Maho dragon's name again? I can't believe I forgot. Miyamoto. I think he has a video on Miyamoto. Rank systems are hard. If you're going for pure survival, it leans towards more routing than adapting. If you're scoring, then there's so much more adapting. You're trying to keep rank low in Pink Sweets. But that was making it harder because rank control on that level is too complicated. Yeah. You don't have a visible rank meter, do you, right? So it's like extra weird. I don't know anything about Pink Sweets. My guess would be that like canceling bullets would be weirder, or like stuff would be. Just let it be looser. That's probably the move. Oh man. But low rank Garaga, if you're not picking up small items, then it's fairly controlled. Just make sure you don't sit on top of any enemy, because then you're sealing its bullets, and then you're just building a shit ton of rank. You're getting the final boss in rank 60 of 99. That's crazy. That's like I don't even know how you get on the end stages without driving the rank up a shit ton. Yeah, you know what's interesting is a Pink Sweets of range. That's one I thought about looking at. That one has like a combo system, sort of. Not like a stage long, like a Guwange or a Dodonpachi, but a more Esprit or Kitsui. Gadget for MAME, that's tight. That's probably the way to go then. I can't imagine doing that without. Does the gadget work in vertical screen? I haven't used any of the gadgets because the ones I'd want to use are vert games. Those are the ones done by Bath, right? I haven't checked if those are like turbo sick. Like the Maho, the Great Maho one is fucking awesome. It does work vertical? Oh shit. Or it's from Bath. This was a time ago, but Bath did a, you know, a game we got to do? We got to do Splatterhouse. I really like that game. I saw Bath do a run of it where he like, I think he no-missed the game, which is crazy because the end game is terrifying. It might be worth still playing on like that, just to get the gadgets for that type of game. I know the M2 ports, you can, if you rotate them, you can put stuff. So like DOJ, you don't give a shit about any of the DOJ gadgets except for your invulnerability. That's something I forgot about. We were talking about DOJ earlier on timing your hyper. When I was learning Hibachi in DOJ, I found the exact amount of hyper you can lose. So you pop hyper, you see your whole hyper bar, and then you see it like slowly dwindle. I got like the exact pixel in which you can you bomb. So you like you die, you pick up hyper. Hibachi's washing machining. You hyper and then sit on Hibachi, and it's like a certain pixel is when you can then bomb, and that's like the optimal amount of point blank. Not Baphael, the third strike guy. This is Baphael, the shmup dude, and he's got like a he does a shit ton of like MAME overlays. So like the M2 gadgets, got a shit ton of those. If you search Bath on YouTube, search like Bath and Splatterhouse or something, or Bath and search Bath and Magic Sword. You'll find him. He likes those. Something I want to jump into that he does a bunch of are like the arcade fantasy games. Shit like the things I love. Like I love King of Dragons, like Maho Daisakusen, King of Dragons, that layer of stuff. That shit and things like Magic Sword, that style. The game starting with the C. That's the one where you dungeon crawl, that's side scroller. Kadash. Things like that. I really like that archetype of game, and I haven't cleared any of them except for like if you count King of Dragons. What up, Supers? Thanks for recommending Batsagun. Did you Batsagun? That's like the god first game. I'm biased because that was my first 1cc, but I think that's the best one. I think that's the best first 1cc. Played Kadash Mega Drive. I'm only familiar with the arcade version. In the Mega Drive, do you have to do the shit where you farm for like 10 minutes on one of the slopes? And build up a shit ton of cash and XP? I always thought that shit is funny. I need to learn that game at some point. I have like a backlog of games. You have to do that? That's pretty funny. Now doing First Mushi and Angel of Dusk. So I haven't played Angel of Dusk, but on the Shmup Junkie Discord, where they have a beginner list of curated games for like stuff like that, I think Chinopolis put Angel of Dusk on there. I don't know if it was the default mode or anything, but he approved that one. So that one's probably a good option. First Mushi, I think there's a bunch of videos on it. I thought about making original, but I might just make Maniac because there's a bunch of original videos for it already. Who was it? Somebody made a video today I wanted to check out that was like falling out of love with Mushi. I always find it interesting watching the people with different opinions because these games are so personal. For example, like recently a bunch of people have been coming out and finding the other people who don't like DOJ, which I think is cool because it's like it's easy to just be like, okay, fuck it, DOJ's top 3 game. Everybody just puts it top 3. It's top 3 for me, but the things that drive me crazy are things I totally get. There's some things that don't bother me that bother other people, and things that bother other people a lot that don't bother me, or however I say it. You tried Maniac and got kicked? Maniac, you gotta route a bunch. If you want to just copy a route on original, if you're not looking at a guide, look at like Jamers. Jamers has a no-miss of original. Oh, sorry, I gotta catch up. I'd be yapping too much. Yeah, the farm on the forest with the rock enemies. Mage is harder than Warrior. I thought about doing Cleric, because I think Cleric is supposed to be fucked up. You have the platformer and action not enough challenging stuff in them? Yeah. They're still magical to me, because shmups have been demystified for me now that I've like done them for a while. But those types of games, action platformers, things like NES Ninja Gaidens, even though those are probably not as hard as these, they're still in my head like magical. They're like, oh, those NES hard games. I don't know if I want to ruin that or not. What up, Steel? Yeah, I might do Maniac some point. You love DOJ, but it's a game that you don't feel like doing many runs in a row. Yeah, that's fair. That game requires kind of, I don't know actually. I can't say because I didn't do two men's. Play a couple runs and take a break. You learn to score. Scoring would be both sick as fuck and horrifying in that game. I think Juju has a huge ass series on doing that one. How do you feel about console shmups? I love console shmups. I love all shmups. Everything that's not a Xevious. If you want to try an easier R-Type game, R-Type 3. I got 3 R-Type 3 replays, and I still have more to add on there. I gotta pick one. I was peeping into Icarus stream one time and trying to figure out what's the best ship. And he basically showed Shadow Force being sick as fuck in that one. I was originally gonna do the third one, but I like console shmups. I want to do Nexer at some time. R-Type is stuff of nightmares. R-Type is so interesting because the execution is easy, but you die once and it's you can't die once. Do you have PCBs? I emulate. This shit is all a lie. This is a real Velix, but everything is ripped out and it's just a PC in there. What up, QQSTG? Rhythm games are an infinite skill gap. The DDP you could play most without getting bored is SDOJ. I think so too. I did get tired in my hibachi attempts of like repeating stage 1 through 3 over and over again. Because I feel like the whole run was a waiting room until stage 4 mid-boss. But because it's not a 2-loop game, it was cool. You just get there really fast. I do have a mister, you could probably see there. But it's so easy to record and stream on here and just not fuck with the stuff. We got a bunch of arcade people around me though who really do mess with those, and it's so tight. I'm okay with just this because it's just brain dead. I do have a couple. I got a Neo Geo 2-slot cab from a guy here who was moving out and needed to get rid of it. So I do have a Neo Geo hardware with KOF like 99 and World Heroes 2. All the usual suspects. I should have streamed like 2 hours later. I wasn't expecting Ura to get through on the first try. Basically, if you just got here, Ura loop is hard, but you have so many resources that if you get there and you have it routed, you're pretty fine. So basically, it was just how many runs could we get? How many runs would it take to meet the Ura loop requirement? And we got lucky. We even got hit on like stage 3 or something. And then we did Emote just to check it out, and we learned that the Emote rank resets each stage. Yeah, we got the clear. I was pretty happy with the whole run, except I didn't like my hibachi very much. I fucked up hibachi pretty bad. Hibachi, if you fuck up, will take like 4 lives off you, and if you do it right, will take anywhere from like 6 bombs to 2 lives. I did it first try, but oh, thanks for GG's. I did it first try, but it's not a real first try. Basically, this week, I did 5 runs of starting from 1-4, and all of them cleared because we just have so many resources with the route we're doing. We stole the route from Seryu, who has no misses of the game, so the routes are like god tier. They just cover everything. It took like a month to learn. This did take more time than the other ones to learn, just because it's bigger. There's a bit of spooky sections, but the actual runs themselves, this was the most chill second loop out of all of them, even than like Dodonpachi. I suspect that Ura is right above or right below Dodonpachi if you're surviving in both of them. Ooh, now we can rank the 2-alls. We can rank the 2-alls. We got all of the 2-alls except for White Label, which, fuck that. How do we rank them? I think Emote here is the easiest by far, like not even close. Then I think it's, if we're ranking them based off how it is, like after you have learned them and you're doing runs, I would rank them in difficulty as Amote, Ura, next to Donpachi, then DOJ Black Label, then Dodonpachi. If we want to slot SDOJ with Hibachi in there, it would be below DOJ Black Label. So I had this idea. Is DFK researched and developed to it hella is. So I'll just link in the chat. So Saryu, the guy who beat Imbachi, like the only person on the planet who did that on a live run. I don't know if anybody else has. He has 2 replays of no missing this game, which means that shit is all figured out. Let's... how do we find it? There you... GFK. This is probably not gonna work. I think my last stream I linked it. Practicing 2-all. Like, I did an okay job of recreating it. Well, look at this here. DFK is so different. It's closer to Dodonpachi, I feel like, just in terms of enemy placement. Okay, this run here. So this is Saryu. In the description, he also has a Steam version that's unlisted. So you have 2 runs that no miss the game. So incredibly consistent routing. I barely had to change anything in it. I did a very unoptimal first loop. His first loop, so let's look back at... So our Ura clear. We ended off our Ura run with... let's see how many points we got. He actually scores. So in his run, he ends the game. He ends the game at, I can't read Japanese numbers because they're not using commas like we do. 87 million. Where did we end up in our run? We ended up at 19 million. So, like, he actually scores there. Is SDOJ closer to the older games? SDOJ is very, very similar to DOJ. If you like DOJ, you probably will like SDOJ. The other ones you could kind of brute force with enough skill. DFK has so much stuff different going on. Yeah, the systems I feel like are a bigger... DOJ hyper management is a thing, but this one has a far bigger deal on, like, hyper rank, fucking random ass lasers that turn into revenge bullets if you don't kill them fast enough. That being because they laser around you, and then the bullets will spawn next to you, and then revenge bullet into you. Yeah, the DOJ moment-to-moment hypers aren't the worst. Outside of that, like the one set up for Hibachi. But I do have a pet peeve. I have a pet peeve. Every time I see DOJ mentioned, it's always talked about as this is like true shooting experience. So I do agree that it is true shooting experience, but it's always like true dodging. You're like, we want to dodge like you have to dodge in DOJ. And I could not disagree with that sentiment anymore. That is a hard set routing game. You route every movement in that game, and the routing will carry you through the whole thing. You only dodge like 1-4, 2-4 rails, and then like some stuff in state. Yeah. So like I remember SDOJ, when SDOJ was coming out, they basically, people were like, DFK, Escaluda 2, Kai Katana. Everything is all canceling. We want back to roots, Ketsui, Daijo, stuff like that, no canceling. So that was their idea for SDOJ. They wanted to bring back the DOJ people as their like last hurrah. SDOJ has a lot more dodging than DOJ, now that I say that though. But they're dodging that you don't want to have to do. What is a game where you're forced to dodge a ton? Esperade. Esperade has random bosses. You can resource them out. It's not as like dodging as people make it sound, but it is more. Uwange I haven't played Guwange, but I've seen a shit ton of Reese plays, and the bosses, you have to dodge a lot and adapt to, like, your Shinigami, whatever. Your Shikigami, like, doing stuff. Toho, the early ones, if you're not doing cheese bomb strats, you have to dodge a metric fuck ton in Toho. If you want to learn to dodge, and if you want to learn how to focus in on your ship, that's how you do it in Toho. I learned every, like, bullet hell fundamental from Toho. Even, like, Toho normal mode. I think Toho is by far the best way to learn how to dodge. That said, we're going to cheese all of them. Toho 6 through 8, you can't cheese too hard. The rest of them, you hella can. We're going to try for Toho 6 now that we got this one over with. Stage 4 minecarts. I love Stage 4 minecarts. They're like some of my favorite sections in any shmup. I love them. You thought you could brute force DOJ? No. If you route it to where you do stage 1 through most of 4 pretty good and play Shodia and not die, you can hella bomb spam. But I made that DOJ guide 100 years ago. I want to remake it eventually because I think it's low-key bad. There's a lot of stuff I understand better on it. But I use Shodia in that, and I still sort of agree with that because bombs are a big deal, but I think EX is ultimately better. I don't know. And I didn't do the scoring extents very good. You did Mushi Ultra. Nope, you got to go to this RG or Wes. Wes is doing 1.01 Ultra right now. That shit's unhinged. You got to check him on Twitch. It's crazy. DOJ stage. Yeah, I love DOJ stage design. It's my favorite, to where I consider, like, the cave games, I consider, how close is this to DOJ style of routing? I enjoy that type of routing. I've seen a lot of people hate that type of routing, which is super interesting. Like, I think it's pretty cool, actually. I do want to do Mushi God mode eventually. I think I'm just going to cap and just do a bitch run of it. That can get to the TLB consistently. A lot of cave glazing, not enough for Ketsui. Ketsui God game. I want to do a mote. Bendy patterns are fucking awesome. They drive me crazy, though. I have this phenomenon that happens in some games of getting hit by the bullet you dodged. As in, a bullet goes by your side, but because it's curving, it goes by your side and then curves a little bit in. So you're ahead of the bullet, but it still hits you. That shit pisses me off so bad. It, like, insta-triggers a hate response. You know how you walk by a door or something and maybe your jeans or something pocket catches on the door? Maybe it rips out your wired headphones and you're like, what the fuck? That's the exact response I have every time a bendy bullet gets past me and then hits me from behind. That said, those patterns are really good. Ketsui's pretty sick. Ketsui, DOJ comfy game to pick up and play. I think it's good for routing. It's funny because if you go in like that game's really fucking mean if you're not like a routing style player. I love routing a game and then having it be ultra consistent because I put the work in. I don't like having to make decisions. And if you're the opposite type of person, if you like dodging or like making decisions or like adapting, then DOJ, outside of hyper management, which you do have to adapt to, that game doesn't work very good for that. That said, I need the... Yeah, ripping out your headphone cord on a door. I haven't thought about that for so long because now you just do Bluetooth. Have you played much of modern indies? I played Crimson Clover like 10 years ago before I knew what games were. I think there's a Total Biscuit video of it or something. I haven't actually dove into it because there's already good guides for a shit ton of modes. Zero Ranger I've played a little bit of. I haven't routed or anything. Blue Revolver seems sick as fuck. I just haven't played it. Gun Vein is probably the one of those that I would want to do. I want to try Expert on that. But I think more people are playing Intense, and I think an Intense guide would be more applicable than an Expert guide, so I might just learn Intense. But the Expert is cool as fuck, and there's a route of that I want to learn. Ketsui Stage 4 is your favorite boss? That's literally my least favorite boss. I hate that boss so much. That boss is so hard. That boss is what will stop me from going into Uro route. I'm like, fuck, dude. I always have to use 2 bombs on it. I have better strategies for it now, but that boss drives me insane. They're cool, though. They're just not cool whenever you're in a run. I'm like, it's so hard. Gunvane's on sale for 10. It's hella worth it. Gunvane is super, super good. That's the... Whoop. That's the Bog Hog game, if you haven't seen it. It basically takes the good parts of everything. Thing that keeps you off stage 3. I actually like stage 3. What part do I not like on stage 3? I don't play for score, though. So it's really just like the second half of the battleship, which sometimes can be weird. There's ways to do it. Favorite thing about the Ketsui is the run kill is your favorite. That's what's cool. If you're down with the game, even if it beats your ass, it's sick. If you don't like a section and that part's the hard part, it makes grinding them so hard. I like stage 3 boss. It's the ship. Are you playing a Panzer wide shot? I feel like Panzer is oddly slow. It's like just barely slow enough to be bad in some places. But I don't know how I feel about the straight shot routing because you have to do weirder things in the second loop to get a spreader shot since you got to use focus. You have to get lock on in places where the other ship for survival, you'd just be holding auto. Yeah, Tiger is wide, Panzer is straight. I always mix those up. I just think of Type A, Type B. I know a lot of people do. They're like runs with Type B. I think Type A is supposed to technically be better, but I see more Type B enjoyers and runs using Type B of the loops. Maybe it's easy. It's easy. The straight shot is always... I picked Dodonpachi Type A just because controlling revenge bullets is easier. Same thing, we swapped even though we have a wide range here using B ship in this game, which hits the whole screen. Type C, I was gonna do, but Type C kind of revenge bullets you're triggering every revenge bullet. Convenient with revenge Zakos. Shotgun helicopters. Oh yeah. Fucking those guys are sick as hell. Ketsui is a good game. That said, I need to do less cave. I was thinking about it. I'm like, what is my favorite STG company? And for some reason, I don't think cave is it. And then I looked at all the games I've done, and I'm like, well, I guess I am a cave player. You ain't used Panzer, but heard it's easier for the second loop in some way. Panzer wide shot or Panzer straight shot? I don't know which one. Panzer is second. Panzer is vertical. Panzer vertical. Tiger is... Yeah, Tiger is just slow enough to be weird. I think that's it. There's just so many... Like, even just looking at stage 2-1 of, like, a multi-loop, the Tiger gets in, like, the midway section where there's, like, the road diagonally from top right to bottom left. And there's tower buildings on top of that going down with it. That section, if you fall like slightly behind, you're so fucked you can't make it there. Yeah, I think I'll probably learn the straight shot for a multi. I don't know. One thing you could do with stage 4 mid boss is speed kill it. Is that the shit where in a first loop? Is that the shit where you like lock on as it drops down, and then you get the damage down so it triggers as it hits the bottom of the screen? I think I appreciate affirmation. Do a multi though. I'm gonna do it at some point. I've already routed 2 stages. I've routed 2-1 and 2-2, and I already grinded the loop 1 to get the routing consistent to get into the loop. It'll be harder than this, but not that much. But I don't want to do a 2-loop game. I'm tired. This shit took so long to learn because the 2 loops. And Dodonpachi and Dodonpachi are driving me up the wall playing 1 loop over and over. The next hard cave ones I want to learn are Black Label with the strong ship. So you fight Zatsuza. I need to learn how to pronounce that because it sounds wrong every time. And SDOJ EX. I'd rather learn those right now than another 2-loop. You played Battle Traverse. I haven't. It looks sick as fuck, though. That game looks shockingly good. Reiko Abnormal is the best ever. Reiko Abnormal is the one that Black Label uses, right? And at least Black Label, that shit's fucking crazy strong. You're still drained from DDP to do another 2-loop. I do not blame you. I did an easy first loop game, and we didn't have to grind first loop games, and I'm still tired of the first loop. And we only did it once. Just like it's I learned like I basically could have done this shit a week ago, but then I'm like, man, I gotta get loop 1 consistent, and then it's like, and then you forget how to do loop 2 because you gotta get good at switching your brain on loop 1 strat and loop 2 strat. I'm like, fuck, this could take like an extra week to like just drill that in. Aside from a few places where we mixed up the strats, is not bad. Hori Katsui, it does seem like Hori Katsui. And Black Label uses abnormal Rico, but different experience. Yeah, it does 8 trillion damage. It's such a cheater ship in Black Label. I think Wes is using Reco Abnormal for 1.01. I might have said 1.05 earlier. It's 1.01. That shit's crazy, man. Dude, I'm learning... So I learned God Mode. And God Mode, you can see in normal Mushi Ultra kind of like how the patterns are adapted, how they adapted them into God Mode. So I have some vague understanding of how they kind of work. But like every pattern is much harder. It's like the same shit, but dramatically harder. It's like loop 1 to loop 2. And then you have to dodge a whole ass extra pattern because in Black Label, you just annihilate bosses so fucking fast. It's unbelievable. You're shocked how quick 8 stages go in Strikers too. I noticed that too when I did 1999. You're like, you just kind of go through and then you're like, oh fuck, I'm on stage 7. I had that happen in Dragon Blaze where I was like, we streamed that and I got through and I'm like, we're on a final stage. Oh, we're on the final boss. I like Psycho a lot. I've been looking at a lot of Psycho 2-alls, not just the cheesy one of Samurai Aces, but looking at which ship I care about in Strikers 2. It's Mosquito. There's some sick fucking routing you can do with Mosquito. It's so much worse than just playing a real ship, but it's so goddamn cool. I looked up EGI's run of Strikers 1, has not using the ship everybody uses that plants the options that shoot straight up. It uses the one where they spin around, so you can learn places to plant it, and it deletes everything on screen. It's fucking awesome. Yeah, like most Psycho 2-alls, are you doing any Rising? Rising, so like Yugawa. I need to learn Bat Rider. I'm close to learning Garaga. There's just so many games, and doing these 2-alls has stopped my progression really hard. So I'm not doing any more 2-alls for a minute. Because I want to do other games. From Compile Rising, I want to do all of the Mahos. I really, really like the Mahos. They're not very Yugawa, aside from the last one. You like Psycho but prefer Cave? Here's the good thing. We got everything. So, yes, Psycho, you screw up once, and then you lose your stack of 9 bombs. I like Psycho pacing. I like Psycho routing. My only complaint is, and this is a skill issue, I never remember what the bosses do when they spawn in. I have to see the initial pattern, and then I'm like, oh, that was it. I was supposed to be on this notch and then tap right. Which is kind of annoying. That's the only memo I don't like. I've never cared for memo of like enemies from behind. So like Batsugun, enemies from behind, or like even like nasty enemies from behind. Like what's some real annoying ones? Something that came to mind is Extra Stage Toho 8. Any Toho playing game. I don't mind those kinds of memos, because once you know it's there, then it's fine. You'll never be hit by it. The memo I don't like is when it's like you need to remember a situation right away. It's really easy if you see a landmark come in, and then you go, that's what I need to do. So if you play like a Tatsujin, and you're not at a section with the ground, and you're just in space, and it's like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this one's from the right to the left. 1, 2, 3. Now right to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the kind of memo that I think I get the complaints about. You probably already cleared 2 if you stop dying stage 4 and losing 6 bombs. There's a solution in there. We just plan bombs there and say fuck it. Dump them bombs. At least for right now. And then once everything else is perfect, you go back in and clean that up. For memo games, good backgrounds and fast ship. Yeah, fast ship helps a lot. You would think a slow ship would be better for memo, but a fast ship lets you fix memo. Like that's why I was hesitant to play in DOJ Type B, because it's like slow enough that if you fuck up somewhere, then like you have to wing it because you can't get to a spot in time. That's why I play Type A and Dodonpachi, because I wanted to go fast. Whenever we do a Black Label strong mode, you'll play Type A. Psycho feels like everything's manageable until it's not. It's a lot of tight execution where you get like blasted out of nowhere. It's definitely a thing. Getting clipped on like a section where you have to tap a certain number of times and you did it at like a wrong pacing is pretty mean. Where your ship is slow, so you have to make specific movements in short window or you don't have enough time. Yeah. So my DOJ run, like a DOJ stage 2 boss, you finish the first phase, you have to run up to the top of him so you get in the safe spot. I couldn't do that sometimes with Type B. And then you'd have to go, oh god, and then dodge at the bottom of the screen. I definitely like fast ships. That said, we're looking at Mosquito and Strikers 2, which is slow as fuck. We're going to see how that goes. Gunbird 2. STM posted a run that's fucking awesome, Gunbird 2. Wouldn't that be cool if we get the hardest? Is Gunbird 2 the hardest Psycho to all? It would be cool to get that done out of the way whenever we're in our Psycho arc. Blog talking about releasing his game this year. I gotta learn... Fuck, I can never remember names. I gotta learn his game before his next one comes out. Dude, I've dog shit memory. Why can I never remember the game I'm trying to get? Gunvein. And you learn Gunvein, the game's so good. Abnormal Rico. Faster than Black Label? That's interesting. I would have figured they're similar. Gunvein is so good. Alright, so... the plan now. I'm gonna learn for sure for a hard game, Toho 6. I'm gonna try Marissa B. I made a Google Doc that had the replay that I wanted to copy for every single Toho game from 6 to 20. I found a replay. There's a guy. Look at this guy right here. This is like my favorite player of all time. It's just some dude. This guy is the GOAT. Alright, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Because it's kanji or something. Edamame? I don't know. Green soybeans? Something. But, like, he has survival routes of everything. Everything! Like, some stuff you have to sift through because some stuff he does score, some stuff he doesn't. Some stuff was when he is worse at games, and some stuff later is when he is better at them. But he has runs like this. This is a run that... I keep talking about this because I still think it's the funniest fucking thing. This is Toho 15, and this is one of the hardest games to no miss no bomb. I'm assuming. I haven't done it. 29 deaths, 93 bombs. And he ends the game with a life and a bomb in stock. He's got survival runs that out-resource like every Toho game. And they're fucking sick as hell. I got so excited. So, like, I was looking at it's the hardest. Yeah, it's... If you've ever tried that, and then you look at that video, you're gonna cry, because that video makes it look like a meme. It doesn't even use Raisin, which is the one people say is, like, crazy strong for cheating. Okay, so here's the... As soon as Sazun starts playtesting his games, it's over. I suspect that people want to make the games harder, but it locks people out. So I think he just makes the patterns psycho hard and then has the system mechanics be like, fuck it, you have a rotating shield of otters around you. Just route that and get through the pattern automatically. Like Sakia B and DDC. 20 without good stones. 20 seems psycho without stones. I can't decide on a 20 route because there's so many runs. The most I see is the yellows. Yellows are a thing. Yeah, Elden Ring design. Just put a summoning bell. Yellows. I saw one good route with red. There's so many ways to play that game. I've been waiting for the survival run. There's one on Nico I found. Anyway, here's the ones that I want to do for Toho. So I found runs for all of these. So Toho 6, Marissa B. Reason being is because speed is cool. The bomb is sick as fuck. It lasts for 800 years and kills the bosses. Marissa's cool. Toho 7, Marissa B again. You're supposed to play Sakia for the infinite bombs, but Marissa B gets more cherry blossoms for more bombs. She gets less bombs when she dies, but her bombs just one clear whatever pattern you're on. I don't think Marissa B's the best, but I think she's the coolest in that game. Somehow, I should just play Sakia B, but whatever. Marissa B melts Yuriko? Hell yeah. Toho 8, I want to play Magic Team where you do the stupid shit where you just spam shift and you do infinite damage. It's actually not that much damage, but it is a lot of damage, and it's super cool routing. Yellow Moon on top and GG. I think that's what I keep saying. You've been co-oping with your sister through Elden Ring. Just wait and then backstab. You're the Leon while you stick Ashley out there and then you go backstab everybody. So like 6 through 8 are less cheesable. The Magic Team's kind of cheese, but you still gotta learn the game. However, Toho 10. I'm not doing the laser shit that one-shots every boss. I think that's kind of boring. However, Marissa C, you can bomb spam the whole game. Toho 11, Alice, you can bomb spam route the whole game. That same guy I posted the video before has a routing with Alice that just fucking annihilates the game. And it no misses, even with the amount of bombs it uses. Toho 12 is going to be hard as fuck, but if you route the UFOs, and I like routing, it depends if the UFOs, how static or random the bounces are on how hard it'll be. Bombs in 11 suck though. Look at this run. This is the GOAT run. It routes itself, so it always has 8,000 bombs. And even if you're dumping like 2 to 3 bombs on a pattern, it's fucking awesome. This is the Alice one where you got 8 bombs. It's so sick. Yeah, the bombs definitely feel worse. I think he did that because they were too good in 10. But Alice bombs are insane. And I think Aya bombs are insane. Toho 12, Sane B. This run beats the game with max resources. It's fucking crazy. If you route and I like routing, so people hate the UFOs. I suspect I will also hate them, or I will love them. And then you bomb every boss. Toho 11, that same guy has a guide on how to fuck the whole game with Yomu. Like, you don't have to do jack shit. I'm pretty sure you don't dodge a single pattern on the final. Toho 14, Marissa B, you can just bomb and the whole game dies. Like, your bomb just lasts for like 15 seconds. And then you get infinite resources off it. I don't know what the hell's going on with that. So much routing in a Toho? That's what I thought. I didn't play these for a long time because I didn't want to do dodging. And then I learned that if you don't care for no miss, no bomb, you don't gotta dodge shit. You just hit the bomb button. 11 was the hardest normal? Yeah, 11 is a really mean normal. 11 is that was when I was doing normals before I like did arcade games or hard modes of Toho. That one was the wall for me. I was so stoked on killing Oku. Toho 15, Sane, that's the one I linked, that's a meme. 16, Reimu Winter. You don't use that in the scoring runs, but it just melts the bosses instantly and bomb. Toho 17, I found you just Yomo it up with otters and nothing hits you ever. 18 is so fucking funny. This route, 18 is where you buy the cards. You have a card that makes your bomb go off twice, and then you have a card that makes it so when you die, you get an extra bomb. Which sounds terrible because it's like, why do I want to plan for when I die when I could get something that could help me survive better? But it turns out when you have double bombs and you have 4 bombs per life, and you get a life back every so many bombs, you out-resource the game. You get more lives than bombs. You don't know what to do with them. It's so funny. Not even taking into account the active cards. I haven't even looked into those. This run, I don't even know how this works. This one just has 3 cards on the bottom. One of them makes like Sane's bomb go off twice, from turning into a shit damage bomb to a god bomb. And then you just have infinite bombs and lives because you get so many. Oh, 19, that's the versus game. I haven't dabbled in that yet. Oh, 20, use yellow. Found some different Nico runs on how to do that. Do you know? Okay, you guys play 20, right? How controllable are the spawnings of the pyramids? Because I look up runs of that and I see places where you like enforce it. But do you ever get those spawning where you don't want them? Because that game's either going to be like one you route and you have a pyramid on every spot you want, or it's going to be a bitch where it's like, oh, my rotation of fucking Illuminati pyramids are off. Now all my bosses are not getting canceled where I want. I don't actually know how it works that well. I think it's like this, where you do things to drive up the counter to spawn it. So it's probably not as bad as what I think it could be. You can get the pyramids to spawn so easily you don't even need to route them? Okay, sick. That's what I like to hear. I didn't know if they'd be random or if they'd be a bastard. Oh, man. We got a little more time and then I'll hop off. So Toho 6 is the one I want to do. I have a giant-ass list of survival games, and it's growing bigger and bigger. What does your shirt say? This is Dodonpachi over and over. I think my cousin got this for me for Christmas from some Etsy dealer. It's pretty good. I have a list of survival runs, and it's grown of like ones that I think would be viable to try. And it is gotten to 209 replays long. The Tohos are inflating it a lot. But I just want to peep down this list and see some cool games. Maybe I'll Alright, will I accidentally dox myself if I do this? I'm gonna pull it up. I doxed myself on another stream. Not actually, it's just email. But bleh. Actually, I need to learn how to use studio mode on OBS. This is what you actually do. It makes it so you adjust one, and then you hit, like, you make it go live. So right now it's all normal. I'm building window capture. I'm still new to live streaming, but do fan voting on games. I did that for to get Mushi Maniac for whatever game we were gonna do live. My problem is I don't want to do a game out of like I want to do a game because I want to do it. Like I just have different ones in the moment that I'm interested in. So it's just whatever one I'm in the moment of. Fuck, this works, whatever. Have you 1cc'd Esperade? Yeah, the last boss is mean. We streamed it. It's on our the stream that we did Ray Force. We cleared Esperade on that one. It was a scuff run, and I was using modern RetroArch, which causes bullets to teleport. So I have to redo Esperade. I thought about making an Esperade guide at some point. Fuck it. Here's stuff. Here's like a shit ton of games I've been like looking at. I just thought about putting on survival runs that I think are cool, and look how big it's gotten. It's getting bigger. They're inflated because there's like 9,000 of one game, but what's a cool ass game out of here? 3v1 and a hard one. Yeah. So, like, I keep finding different... Dude, I need to do this. For some reason, Axelay walls me, even though it's, like, really easy. Oh, yeah, fucking... I found this one, which does the best at it, I think. Some Billy run. Although I recently did see another run, which does well. This shit is fucking unbelievably hard. I can't be asked to fix shit. So I found this. So if you guys... There's a guy named... this guy here. Inzaki Shintaro, the GOAT. This guy has a bunch of good runs. He has a Casper run of doing a... It's a survival run of doing Canyon, everything level 3. Yeah, Billy is that's the Chinese equivalent of like a YouTube or a Nico Nico. Where's some fuck shit? This stuff gets crazy. You got annoyed at the lack of practice options? Dude, God bless, well, what do you call it? God bless new shmup memes, so you can actually practice that shit. Steam part as achievement for beating Bloody Jitterbug. Oh, isn't the first Steam port? I don't actually know what's wrong with it. I just got the second one. Is it supposed to be better? You need help with the S-Braid? This is the run. Look up this guy. He's got one for Yusuke too. It's really good. Reminds you of the Railgun anime. And I remember that. Like 2010s. A lot less slowdown. Oh god. This is a good one for accessible one. Alright, we need to look at what is an accessible game. So I need to do this at some point, even though it's not accessible, but it's cool as fuck. This we will reach eventually. What is an accessible? I love this game, even though nobody else does. What is fucking B-Storm? This is an accessible one we could do sometime. Gradius 2, I know already. Gotta do this. So good. I need to learn how to make this game not lag now that the trap thing is here. Fucking, we got a local dude who's got like 100 mil in Muchi Pork. I gotta learn that. It's cave, look up like a Cave Maniac STG. Got sick as hell Muchi run. It's probably these. Like a Mushi original, Mushi Maniac, Futari original. I could do guides on. Hellsinker. I don't even know anything about this. I just saw this shit. This says like I don't know. I just saved this because this was the closest thing. That if you got the god shit, then if I'm eating shit in like Futari God, I might be hanging for question. Just going blind? Yeah, dude. There's I haven't seen it. There's that funny video that's like tutorial of the Hellsinker tutorial. What are some games? Nexer is not approachable, but is sick as fuck. It's so good. Yeah, Hellsinker, you just kind of shoot, you know, it's like Galaga.
3, 2,
This is a god game, eventually learn. Pro Gear, but I need to, dude, I gotta not do Cave at some point, but all the Cave ones are like, those are ones people want to do, and they're all good. Cave has Psycho track record. Oh, that's one I need to do. Okay, this is the sickest fucking run ever. Behold! Let me mute explosions. Okay, I need to learn this shit. When is Raiden Fighters 2 the shit's supposed to drop? So this isn't Jet, this is 2. Just supposed to be way easier than Jet. This run is awesome because I learned Raiden Fighters 1 and then I learned it for survival. And then I learned that the scoring of that is not incredibly different from survival if you're not grazing things. Yeah, it is a lot of... Okay, I have a complaint. I have a massive fucking complaint with this series. So look at how many cool-ass fucking ships there are in this game. Look at all of these ships, and the only replays you'll ever see of this game are fucking Fairy, dude. It's all Fairy, man. Raiden Fighters 1, it's always Slave. Raiden Fighters 3, it's more different stuff. But you just fucking judge for your Slave. This game, it's always fucking Fairy because Fairy breaks the game. How do you have, like, this whole roster, and then you make the most boring fucking lame-ass ship? I'm a tier whore. I play Tekken, I played Nina in Season 1, and I play Anna in Season 2. I do not give two shits about... All I care about is that the character I'm playing is busted. That is all I care about. And I will not play Fairy in this game, or Judge Spear Slave in the first game, because they're so goddamn boring. That's where I drive the line. I can't... There's so many cool-ass ships, and you just pick the fucking tiny dinky ship with options of it. It's like, imagine if you were playing Gradius, and you were playing as a Gradius option. And that could be funny, because it's like, it's kind of like an R-Type Delta, where you play as a power-up carrier. But, like, as the optimal ship, you play the fucking cheesy-ass... It would be like if, I don't know, it's a fucking odd job of, like, do you really want to play... It would be like forced to play Zhao Yu in every single fighting game, regardless of character types. But this run, Flying Ray is really fucking good. You main Dragunov, you feel sad you missed top tiering opportunities. Don't worry, you're in the perfect spot now. The spot you want to be in is not top 1. You want to be in like top 10. It's pick a high mid tier. It's no longer pick a top tier. Because the top tiers are going to get dumpstered on. Season 3, Anna is not living. They are going to take out both of her knees and both of her elbows. They're going to take away her gun. She's a fucking dead character. I'd set that, though, for Nina, and then they buffed her for Season 2, so who knows. Sorry, I'm behind. I'll be yapping. Got off the game for a while, off Hellsinker. Got back, remembered nothing. That seems like the game would be so hard to remember your routing for. Jet seems sick as fuck. All 3 are pretty good. 1 is shockingly hard. I was not ready for how hard 1 is. Wait, that doesn't... Ah! I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Expand. Okay, this run doesn't use grazing, which I fucking love, because while grazing is sick as fuck and stuff like Toho, I hate it in this game. I don't like it for some reason. This routes all of the secrets, but it also like speed kills everything, and it's super, super consistent. This game also has so many good stages. Let's go at the beachhead one. Where's the beach? This one is cool with the reflecting. This game is so good. Where is the beach? This is the final... Is the beach before? No, here's the air. This air section's fucking sick. Look at this. I love any stage like this. These are my favorite stages. After the nerfs, you'll reign supreme and drink the tears of fellow brew ranks. Hell yeah. They're running to everybody back to purples. Just do down 2 into the low, into fucking QCF4. Yeah, I love water stages and shmups. I love, love, love water stages in anything, really. I'll even take them when they're shitty. Like, shitty Sonic water stages, I will take. Water is just incredibly appealing. But the half and half of shit like this is fucking awesome. This reminds me of Supreme Commander. That's like a old RTS for some reason. This is like that one map everybody plays. You get all of your fucking amphibious shit coming out into the middle. Yeah, water stage in Akai Katana. That's one I was thinking of. Garaga has a very similar visual style to these, yeah. Like, if you like the Garaga visuals, I think Raiden Fighters is the closest to that. Uh, outside of other Rising games. No, man. But this run is sick as fuck. It beats TLB also. This guy here has cleared with like most of everything, and they're all like consistent scoring stuff. So you do all the cool scoring shit, so you don't miss out, and it feels satisfying. But you don't have to pain. You don't have pain. You don't have to eat shit to like making one scoring mistake and then everything's fucked, or do like terrifying things for score. Oh, those are cool. Is it worth doing a Sengoku Ace 2-all? It's like the memeiest game ever. Oh, thanks for tuning in, Sarji. That's a blast. Thanks for popping in for the whole time. Sengoku Ace is a meme. I bet we could legit learn that in like 2 days for the 2-all. You just one-shot every single boss. It's funny. Oh, Thundercross one. Yo, what up, Loogie? I have bad news. We cleared way faster than I thought. And then we did a multi, and then that shit was so much easier than her. We literally did a run where we just died every 2 seconds in a multi, and it worked out. Zezex! Oh, fuck, Zezex, dude. If we do a horizontal, like, in the realm of a console game, in the realm of, like, just older school horror games, dude, Zezex is so good. I think Zezex is the best R-Type game. I need to learn more R-Type too. You think you'll 2-all Katsui? Eventually. I was routing a multi. Ura, never. I don't doubt that I could eventually do... Oh, thanks. I don't doubt that, like, we could get good enough to do the Ura entrance eventually, but like, I don't want to fucking grind for weeks trying to get one entrance. Is Gradius 5 any good? It is hella good, and it's not just because I like Treasure. That shit is just really good. Yeah. First of all, just look up Actane for Garaga. Look up Actane and just Garaga. You'll get he is interviewing a guy who went through a low ranking strat, who also linked another reference replay he copied for his low ranking strat. So if you're playing Golden Bat, there's a lot of info there. Otherwise, here, what's a good one? Let me just check. Does this one pick up medals? Okay, this is like optionless and then trying to multi and then quitting. Might do Ura loop only 1cc. That's a good idea, actually. That would be cool. You get to the cool shit and fight the cool-ass TLB without, like, hanging yourself over the first loop. Like, it might be fun to just... Like, that would be way funner to tackle, to be honest. Like, no, you can't show up to an arcade and then, like, 1cc it, but, like, who the fuck cares? Here's a good one. Also look up Pearl's video. Oh, wait, this is another... Dude, there's so many ways to play Garaga. Garaga. Let me find the guy. Oh, Hazy Levels has Garaga guides. I need to go look at that. Hidden Fortress has a bunch of his own stuff. Going over his Garaga journey. Alright, this shit. Okay, this shit here. Okay, is this You want to get the Ur clear? That's a long-term shmup goal. If you can do that, you basically could do anything. Once you hit that, you've reached, like, okay, we can now do whatever the hell we want now. Is how I feel. This is the one guy's talking about with the Bat Rider run that's super good. He has English guides for Garaga. That's one of his. I think he medals. Basically, when you pick a survival run for Garaga, you're trying to pick a run that either does get options and does medal, or you're picking a run that doesn't pick up options until Cloud Stage and doesn't medal at all. The way you hear about Garaga is like the Bible. It depends which way you want to play it. It's probably way less interesting if you do the survival strats, but It's also still cool as fuck with the survival strats because it's like you have to know how all the systems work to keep it low and knowing what you can do and cannot do. It's less like uh it's shockingly easier. You might think it's this like top tier mega hard game because of its reputation. It's just a hard game. It's not like a mega hard one. If you do survival, the first like until cloud stage aren't too bad at all. And there's setups and shit to make the start easier. Best non-cave game? I think so too. It's got too much. I totally understand why people don't like it. I think it's incredible though of a game. That's like a game. I keep going from game to game, game to game. I see Garaga and I'm like, that's Garaga. Batrider's like that too. Batrider, the same guy, linked bunch of hella good information on that. I'm still as run with Shorty B. Rank systems are super cool. I I've never tried a rank system for score. I've only used rank systems to dismantle the game. Is there a MAME gadget that lets you adjust auto fire and see rank? There is a MAME gadget. It's probably I'm pretty sure BAF has one. If not, there's ways to get rank. There's even I think I saw a ROM that automatically has the rank at the top, like next to the instead of saying like cloud or whatever stage you're on, it has a percentage there. I'm not too sure. Adjust auto fire though. You might just have to. If you play MAME, then you can get it exactly what you want. And if you can play MAME, you can use the overlays. If you're playing RetroArch, just fuck. Yeah, you have to auto-hotkey auto-fire rates, and then you're not exactly sure if they're working right. Fucking stupid. Yeah, I think it's probably the most long-lasting game. That's the kind of shit that you could just only play that game. If you play too many games, you never get any good at one. Let me tell you the secret. Raw survival. You get through this shit turbo fast, and then you move on. If we were doing it for this shit, if we were scoring this game, then you wouldn't have seen the stream for another like 2 or 3 months. Minimum. It's probably not that bad, but like you have to like sections that you don't have to be tight on are like omega tight because you have to optimize literally every second instead of every few seconds. Too many games though, I get. You just gotta pick one and roll with it. Find a route to copy that's survival based. You get through them turbo fast. Gaming on rhythm games. If you're doing rhythm games, Tekken, and shooting games and other stuff, it's a lot. I probably could have gotten this clear sooner, but I decided to raid in Final Fantasy this tier, and so that's taken. Dude, the time it's taken to clear M11 is like longer than it's taking to clear like some 2 walls. Just going through Party Finder. The strat for Tekken though is the long term. You play that shit just a little bit per day, or you identify weaknesses, and then you don't need to play that much. Even when I was grinding tournaments, I didn't play at home very much. I just watched replays a shit ton and picked out situations and tried to figure out why people do things when. Yeah, FF14's cool. It's got its problems, but it's good shit. Keeps putting me back over and over again. 2 MMOs is too much though. You have to time travel to like when you're 18 to be able to do that. You don't play. Yeah, if you do raiding, you do your job and then raiding's like the whole night. Doing like everything is a lot. Abundance of Toho songs on OS. Yeah, I played like hyper casual Osu in like 2011-ish. That's where I especially found Toho. Oh yeah, wrist problems. I know multiple people with RSI. Shit is an like a huge fucking deal. I play Sound Voltex casually. Casually as in like 12 to 13s, which is the break point where pushing beyond that, you have to like actually learn the game instead just kind of turning it on and playing it. Oh, I gotta. Is there any way I could show the fucking crazy shit that happened? Yeah, I love Sound Voltex. Anybody I see somebody talk about Sound Voltex, they're always shitting on it. I think it's because there's rivalry between the really hard games and Sound Voltex, which has an easier curve. I think that's what it is. Like the EDX players, I think that's how you call it. I think like their game is way more hardcore. So I think there's rivalry in those two. I'm not too familiar. Yeah, if it's doing that, it's like that game's like a RSI machine. Okay, I want to make a YouTube short out of this. This is the funniest shit I've ever seen in a run. You ever have a run, whether practice or in a real run, where just you get the stupidest like luck dodge that is unreproducible? We accidentally did that in our Omote like cheesy run. It's the funniest fucking dodge I've ever done in my entire life. Easier get to DJ Max and Easy 2 on. I need to look those up. My rhythm game knowledge is super limited. Even Faustus, no. I don't know what that is. My rhythm game knowledge is like Sound Voltex, uh the Konami game that looks like the Fisher Price 4 and 3 buttons, but is actually fucking hard as shit. You know the game I really like is that one touchscreen one with the touchscreen like this and 2 bars here, so you lift up and down, and it plays like an iPad game, but it's got lifts and like apps and shit like that. I think it's called Chunidum or something. 6 key and uses mouse. I haven't heard of that. So instead of like EDX keys and the DJ thing, is that like 6 key and mouse? Yeah, the Fisher Price game. It's kind of like cute 'em ups are nightmarishly hard in shmups. It's like that. You go, oh, this is Fisher Price. I'll have my kid play this, and you get annihilated. That game is so hard. Okay, look at this shit. Wait, is this first loop or second? Original Mushi. Okay, this is second. Look at this. This is the funniest dodges we did today. I cannot believe this shit. Is this it? Oh, I bombed here instead of hypering, and then I got auto bombed. All right, look at this here. So normal, normal, normal. Oh, I went too far. Now we have no room. Ah! And then it continues. Now you gotta dodge this because you didn't point blank it. Oh god. That's the funniest shit we did today. I need to make a short of that. I will never have something that stupid happen in a run again. That's like technically that's in our clear run. My DOJ clear run had some funny shit too. All right. We've been on for a minute. I gotta go get dinner. The next games, I like alternating hard game, easy game. We're just gonna learn a hard game and an easy game at the same time. The hard game next. Instead of a 2-loop game, and instead of a cave, we're gonna do Toho 6. The next easier game, not easy game, but easier game. It's vying between a Kai Katana and me just getting off my ass to finally make a Mushi video. DDP and DOJ in 2 weeks. It's kind of fake 2 weeks. So I did an initial run through of DDP doing the routing up to stage 2-4, and then I rage quit it to go learn DOJ. And then after we learned DOJ, I then went back and refined it. Wes gave me like a shit ton of replay stuff for it that had some like really good logic points in it to where you can like map out how to do everything. And Then we cleared that. That's why it looks like I did like DOJ, and then I did a DOJ, and then 2 weeks later it was DDP, and then like a few weeks later it was Donpachi, and like a month later it was this. It came in with like pre-knowledge, so it wasn't like doing those straight up. This one did take a lot of time because while we did learn Black Label, so I'm familiar with the stages. They're quite a bit different in 1.5, and you have to learn 2. So it's like it's fake speed. I am happy with my rate of learning things. I want to make that video on how to learn fast because for the people who don't realize on how to like copy monkey or replay, it like octuples the amount of time spent on a game before you have a run. It's probably boring for a lot of people, but it's so fast and I prefer that. You're like a training mode person. Well, Sega's Chunedom? I know that. So how much research have you done on a multi-loop? Do you know how choreographed the routing is? They are very similar in routing. Even with the revenge bullets, it feels very DOJ coded. You know the funny thing? I'm pretty so I'm learning it from I learned my DOJ run from a route that I'm pretty sure is cheated. It's like a 50-50 on if it's cheated. But it's so good anyway, I stole the route. And that's the same thing with Ketsui. Same person where it's like suspect if it's a cheat or not. I could be doing a disservice, but the route is so good that I steal it anyway. So and it's not bad. There's a few I've run into a few things that are weird, but I don't know. It'd be not bad at all. And then there's a bunch of other replays. There's a shit ton of those floating around. I need to look into using Panzer. Because I like the straight fast ships. But I've already learned the game with the first one. That's going to be a while, though. I was thinking of doing that after this, and I'm like, I can't stand doing I can't take these first loops anymore. It's super draining. Hate learning about cheating and niche stuff. Yeah, shit sucks. What makes it better, though, is when the expose videos are sick as fuck. And you drop the DOJ Black Label. So I'll show you the actual one you should follow, and then I'll link the one that's suspect. So this is by Knuckle. This is the one you should actually follow. And then the one that is suspect, the reason I say it's suspect, there's arguments for and against it. Somebody else probably knows better than me. I don't know jack shit about this player. But, so that one I just linked is a real one. That's a god one. That guy's really good. This second one, this guy has a bunch of incredible survival routing and 2 walls of like everything. And on the Shmup Wiki page, so this is a no miss. So you have to do some like fucking psycho shit that's just not reliable at all in the hibachi fight and things. But like most of it is super fucking good. And their Ketsui runs are also really fucking good. But in the Shmup Wiki page on the replay index, they have it listed as like possibly cheated. And whenever I looked up their name through all the Shmup discords, and whenever I see a comment about this player, the impression is like, oh yeah, Tame, the guy who totally got the 2 walls, yeah, that guy. So I'm not sure. The reason I first thought that they were real is because it takes them years in between uploading like the different games. So I thought like that this dude was just some crazy dude like Seiryu who would just turbo grind a game super good for like years. And then here, this is the result. But then some of them are too close. It's like he has like no miss DOJ with this ship, no miss DOJ with this ship at like day to day. That's where it's like a little But the route is so good. It's so good. It has like clear indicators on when to execute things. I think you should follow the top route, the Knuckle route, because that one both fixes mistakes that happen in it and also is human, and it's really good. The Tame one, if they're real, then they're like God player. If they're fake, then you steal their shit, steal their replays. Uh, I'm like, I think it's still worth taking their stuff. Possibility of a survival run cheated never crossed your mind? That's how you like if you score and also no miss the game, then it's like you probably just don't come out with that. You're probably like a streamer doing shit tons of runs or something. But I don't know. Maybe they're real, maybe they're not real. I would take the good shit from the replays and then not think about it too much. Because it's legit good survival strats, like super fucking good survival strats. And then you just fill in anything you don't like with other stuff. All right, now I'm gonna hop off for real, for real. I will stream sometime soon. I don't know if we're streaming a game I already know, just because I don't have anything lined up right now, or if we maybe I'll learn something fast instead of learning like a long ass thing. Oh, that's something I thought about doing. Toho 8 has last spells that are not encounterable in the normal game. I thought we might do those and see how many of those we could beat. That'd be amusing. That's something that might happen. Maybe we'll stream R-Type. Maybe we'll stream Toho. Maybe I'll get off my ass and make a Mushi video. We'll see. Anyway, thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks for dropping by this whole time. This was a blast. We got lucky as fuck that first run. The Emote one was pretty fun too. Thanks a bunch. These are always awesome. See you guys later.